I think that's better. I'll know better when I actually am in the process of sitting here over the course of the stream whether it's better. And by it's better, I mean my back. My poor back. Sit in those damn chairs at the school. And they just don't have really good support in them for my back or really any other part of my body. And it's just like, I gotta sit in this. I have 2 classes in the same room, back to back, for 2 hours and 15 minutes total. So sitting in those chairs gets a little old really fast. But anyway, here we are again. We'll wait around, for a couple of minutes, and then we will get started from my much more cushiony couch, which will feel much better on my back very shortly, I imagine. I imagine that a long time ago it was a tailor shop. Don't know if anybody's even gonna get that. I opened my notes already, right? Get rid of that. Yes, I did. Good. Because we have a few places to go and a few people to see today. Hell, we're practically looking at one of them here on the title screen, but we'll get to that in a minute. And by a minute, I mean right now. Have I booted this up since the last time? I don't think so. I might just click load game again anyway. Because this is probably my autosave that it's booting up right now. Which will not particularly... this is fine actually. I'm pretty sure this is just about where the load game would have plopped me anyway. Let's see. 52... Okay, maybe not. Hold on, load game. Let's load. Let's load this so that way it's done. Just so I can take care of it. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but might as well do it just to be sure. Now, Haxie overall has been pretty easy. Again, I think it's because the way that this game's level system works is that the first time you enter the area, which was whenever we were doing this stuff at Toff Farm, it locks the level of that entire region. So Haxie's been pretty easy because I'm pretty sure everything in here is around level 7, and we're level 12. We will not have that problem inside of the dungeon that we're about to go into because we haven't stepped foot inside of it yet, and therefore it has not locked level yet, which means everything in there should be a little bit more difficult to kill. Good. I could use the challenge. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, the stream edition. I haven't figured out whether I want to say Reckoning every time yet, but so today, last time we went ahead and took care of our business in Nettenmere. We went to Delach and found the Codex of Destiny, which the House of Ballads told me to heck right off with, despite the fact that I'm helping them as Sir Sagral. Sure, that has nothing to do with anything. But we took the fight to the Tuatha in the Hunter's Pit in Glendara with Agarth, and now we're looking into helping Aelin Shear. We have to go to Caer Niralim in order to help out with that and figure out what the Codex of Destiny actually says from the original writer of the stone. But before we do that, Sunder Caverns, we're on the way there, and the House of Ballads needs me to go here in order to... the librarian at the library needs me to go there in order to correct a troll problem so we can get the librarian out, and then she can give me all of the stuff that I need to protect for the house. So there's just a whole bunch of shit going on is the point, and we're going to take care of all of it. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Good evening. Currently just waiting for Tevi because my brain rot cannot be stopped. I would not say that is brain rot. I would say it's good that you can still get excited by video game releases. I unfortunately can't relate because there's very few, if any, nowadays where I'm actually excited before they come out. So I'm glad you still have that. Also got a nice AF gift basket from your workplace. Well, that's so nice. That's good to hear that the workplace is accommodating and also willing to give you a gift basket for your hard work. That's nice. That's a good work environment. Hold on to that work environment. It's not always that easy. Ermer and Kreth, right? Yeah, Ermer and Kreth. I know you two. You two are mentioned in the lore stones outside.
Well, well. You truly fit Hallam's description. It's nice to finally gaze upon the new Sagril. I am Sir Ermer. This is my companion, Sir Kreth.
By comparison to the both of you, my hair is distinctly
Welcome
plain.
to Thunder Caverns. If you come in search of the Maid of Windermere, I must disappoint you. She's nowhere to be found.
Well, actually, that's probably for the best, because I don't want her to be trapping anybody else, because I need to find these cairns so we can let the librarian out.
You too? Well, I managed to find one, but there are plenty more. The maid had them. She was here one moment, but gone the next, as is her way.
So that she can, build up suspense for when she actually shows up, right?
To give us a bit of trouble and slow our pursuit.
Oh, great.
Kreth and I have fought Nyx more times than I dare count. You could say he's an old friend. If you're interested in joining our little hunting party, feel free.
Sounds like fun. Alright, so we'll join Ermer and Kreth on their search, and they'll look for the troll. Hello, Kreth. And then we'll take care of looking for crude studded leather leggings. Yeah, these are the tier 3. They're comparable to the ones that I have, obviously. It's just they give you critical hit damage instead of, well, block efficacy. So there you go. This is a jumping point. I'll bet that's probably from a higher ledge to a lower one. I guess I can go look, but Ermer and Kreth are already trying to get ahead of me and fight 2 bears. So that's fun. Remember, I am a child on the inside. I grew older, but not grew up much. Yeah, no, I know how that goes. It's like, I hear a dirty joke, and I'm secretly 12 on the inside again, right? So, like, it's the same idea. They're definitely getting in trouble over there, but I'm too busy looting, so we'll figure it out when we get there. We'll let them take the 3 or so HP off of the bears that they can manage on their own before they run back to me looking for help. Alright, here goes nothing. You just saying that because I stole your kills, or... Not a very friendly lot, this Kreth guy. I like Ermer a little better. At least he was friendly enough to say hello. Fortified kite shield. Well, that's a little unfortunate because that's basically everything that I could want out of a shield, so I might have to put my talisman in the junk pile now. Too bad, so sad. It worked so well with Earth Gavel, but I suppose I don't have Earth Gavel equipped anymore now, do I? So that's probably for the best, actually. Alright, Ermer's over here. Kreth is already ahead of us. He's probably going to get himself killed way earlier than the rest of us. Is it worth even going over here? These bears don't seem to... Okay. Well, now they seem enthusiastic. They weren't so enthusiastic a minute ago, but... Or I could just, Alright, cool. I thought I was about to die there for the first time. To a bear! I got it, Ermer. All under control now. Oh, some soft scrabble powder. Or not soft scrabble powder. That's the green stuff, or the clay-looking stuff. That's scarlet flowstone, which is used for medium potions? Not minor ones, but greater ones, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. I haven't done enough alchemy in this game in a long time. Probably been about 10 years since I've done any alchemy at all. Like, I started out doing alchemy stuff in this one because at the time I hadn't done, like, any alchemy in Skyrim. So I did some alchemy in this one. And then it didn't really do much, to be honest. No good. just gonna whack me upside the head there. Not this time. You're whacking him out of my melee zone.
Disgusting creatures.
I'm glad you trust me with that secret. It's not very secret. Yeah, so I did a whole bunch of alchemy like way back 10 years ago or so when I played this game. A little more. Well, I think the last time I played it was like 5 years ago, and at the time I did like... Okay, some more bar guests and a dead end. I did like just a regular old playthrough, didn't really worry about alchemy, blacksmithing, none of that. I just bumped up my detect hidden skill and then speed ran the game. Because I hadn't beaten it previously. And, I mean, it worked out fine. I did a little bit of alchemy previous to that, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll make minor regen potions and all that stuff. And then I was just like, okay, never mind, these greater ones cost nothing. And they make my HP bar stay up really high. That was pathetic. I'm gonna have to do better than the last couple. To be fair, the bar's not very high. That being said, you didn't really rise to the challenge, now did you there, sir? There's a soft Scrabble powder. Yep. Yeah, I would say alchemy in this game, I mean, it can be okay. You can make fate potions and experience boosters and stuff like that for later. But a lot of the alchemical stuff that I would want is available for pretty cheap from alchemists and towns and shops and stuff. So, I don't know if I'd bother.
Keep your wits about you.
Where's Kreth? Ah, a sprite. Little bugger. Where are you aiming? Aim at the one that has the targeting reticle on it. It's like the targeting's all messed up. It's not aiming at the right one. Oh, well. It's like swinging around in the opposite direction of where I'm pointing the control stick. Like, what is this, Dark Souls 2 with an ultra great sword? Actually, that's not true. Dark Souls 2, when you swing an ultra great sword, if you point the control stick in a different direction, it will swing it in that direction, even if you don't want it to. So this is the opposite of that problem. Oh, okay. Just separate them out. You guys missing today or something? What's your problem? I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder about this game's combat system. That's not true. I always wonder about this game's combat system. Like, who thought this was a good idea? Most of that gold came from Detect Hidden. Yeah, Detect Hidden's pretty good. They really encourage you to use it because it's one of those skills that's not really in other games. So they encourage you to use it because it's like, yeah, you know, that works pretty good. Find the last fake Heron. It's over there, and I can bet who's underneath it. But yeah, so you break stuff and Detect Hidden gives you a little extra gold. It's not quite as much as you get for selling all the good stuff, like, you know, purple and yellow weapons and armor and accessories that you don't need. But it's pretty decent little chunk. It's usually enough to pay for repairs and stuff by the time you get back to town, so I'd say go for it. Especially considering you get a whole bunch of extra treasures that you wouldn't have otherwise if you use Detect Hidden. So, is it worth saving here? I mean, I'm probably just going to Fate mode and then wreck the shit out of him. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, man. I'm just gonna save real quick anyway, because we haven't saved yet today. Okay, and now let's go trash Nyx. Probably gonna fight him normally for a minute here, though. And that's why. So I remembered something like that happening. Like, I don't think it's just him, to be honest. Pretty sure it's more than just him. I'll take care of the backup. You guys keep Nyx busy since you fought him 6,000 times. Okay, he's been stunned, so now he will be stunned forever. And goodbye. I forgot to chug a potion. There. Snapshotted. Ow. Well, alright then. Goodbye, Nyx. 4 Essence of Fate, and the last part to 2 Nights in a Troll.
Now, was it? Still, I'm baffled as to why Nyx was outside Sunder Caverns. It was surely not to play his part in the coming ballad.
I mean, if you're planning on having him play the part that he normally plays, that hasn't been happening lately.
And I want to know what. We'll speak again back at the House of Ballads.
Alright then, fair enough.
And Sagro, thank you. These are times of change, and we all must be on our guard.
I will try to keep that in mind.
Goodbye.
Good day. Okay, a little extra money from the sprites, because why not? Sky Blossom. Get used to sprites showing up as reinforcements, though, because if I remember correctly, that happens a few times over the course of this this quest chain. I need to buy more lockpicks. Dragon Eyes! God damn. That's a powerful set of chakrams. The alchemist Osa Dinbold had these made for his field work, for harvesting awkwardly placed specimens and discouraging hungry predators. I like this guy's idea of discouraging hungry predators. Just throw chakrams at them. That's funny. And a 10% chance to crit, so these would be great for like a finesse sorcery build because you've already got the extra crit chance from the light armor you wear, or rather the extra crit damage from the light armor you're wearing, so. Was erasing that troll from Fate's Weave necessary? Never mind, it was good XP. Yeah, that's what all it is, really, is it good XP? Is it worth it to use this? And it's like, is it a troll? Yes. Is it a boss? Yes. Okay, now it's a good use. So. Well, unfortunately, we're not using chakrams, but those would be pretty good. We're also not using boiled leather hoods, so. And another chest to unlock. All the more reason I need to go and get lock picks. Okay. I bamboozled myself. I was like, I don't know if that's moving too fast, and then I went the opposite way and it didn't really work out. Prodigy's necklace. Sorry, I have a hardy one. I don't need a Prodigy's one. It does less than what I did. So. But anyway, we have all the parts to 2 Nights in a Troll. Let's head back outside. We could go straight back to the library, but I think I'm actually going to go to Cairniralim first, just because it's pretty close, and it'll take us past the Star Camp, which is a place that I actually would like to go visit, because I'd like to go get some gear there. And the other reason why I want to go there anyway is because I'm pretty sure when you go to Cairniralim, he'll actually send you to... I think he'll send you back to the House of Ballads to get Aelin Shear to come back in this direction in Haxie, and I think you go to Haxie Dam at that point. So, yeah, I think we'll just go work on both of them at once. It just makes more sense to me to work on both of them at once, you know. So, Tenhua gets to wait a little longer, unfortunately. But, you know, she'll be fine. She's just kind of hanging out, so I hope she'll be fine anyway. I hope the maid doesn't come back and is like, oh, well... Your champion has abandoned you, and then just wrecks the shit out of her. I fought these sprites already, didn't I? I guess they respawned along with these boggarts. Alright, fair enough. Guess we'll go fight them again. Oh, and there's a thresh here with them. Cool. You come here, real quick. Okay. All right. Didn't dodge properly. Now you come back here before he starts shooting arrows at me again. Okay, like that. I'll wait. I guess you don't have to dodge roll these, but I usually do anyway. Just to make myself feel alive. Alright then. Oh good, some lockpicks. Thank you. I needed those. Why does a thresh have lockpicks anyway? Look, here's the old thresh's body, the one that I killed on the way in here. That's bizarre. Usually they don't spawn them like that, but whatever. This game's been spawning enemies on top of enemies recently anyway, so I don't know. Oh, easy chest to dispel. I might be able to get this one without getting cursed. Good. And not worth it. Alright then. That's fine. I'm gonna have to jump down directly into these boggarts, aren't I? I guess I have Mark of Flame for that, so... That's 2. Where's your friend? Oh, there's your friend. I already got him. Bye. Popped like a bunch of balloons. Mark of Flame is pretty good. You could just stagger enemies for a small amount of MP. And it staggers pretty consistently, too. I think it's about as consistently as Shadow Flare on larger targets, but yeah, it's pretty consistent for a sorcery spell. If you're not planning on investing in Finesse, you could probably get away with that and be fine. I would recommend investing in Shadow Flare no matter what build you're using, though, because it's just like... It's one of those skills where it really trips my trigger, you know? I'm stuck.
Well now, looks like a nice cut of meat just fell into our laps. Welcome to the Traveller's Camp, Dove. So,
Thank
I don't
you.
want to think you've stumbled on our camp by accident. Go on, ask. Ask to join our merry number.
What the hell are you talking about? How do I even know you're travelers? You haven't even told me who your merry number is.
Well, I've seen fist-sized rubies, living people made of vines, and I've even seen a Jotun cry. But this is a first. Why join? The Travelers are renowned rogues, thieves, and all-around good folk. If you live in the shadows, away from the law, we're for you.
I do none of those
Riches,
things.
We'll help you take them.
I don't need the riches. I can get those
They'll
just fine.
sing songs of you forever.
I'm literally in the House of Ballads,
Look no further.
and that's not a problem. Not interested.
Oh, you're breaking my poor heart, Dove, just like Krilgarin. But I trust you'll come to regret your mistake. When such a time has reached you, see me again. I'll be right here. But feel free to explore the camp if you so like.
Thank you, because I need a couple of things from your camp, and I'm willing to pay good money for them. I don't know what his problem is. It's like, do you just walk up to every old stranger in steel armor and say, hey, so we're a bunch of traveling rogues. You look like a rogue. Sir? Sir, are you okay? I trust you'll come to regret your mistake. That sounds so salty. That sounds exactly like what they are attempting to do in order to encourage you to join their stuff. They're really trying to push you into joining their camp. They're like, we made this quest line and everything for you. Sorry, not a rogue. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I think I did the Traveler's Quest once. Like, it's a faction, so it's obviously got several quests associated with it. I think I did them once, and, not really impressed.
Looks like you've drummed up a good deal of business. If I may, the Travelers could use someone of your skill.
Man, not another
Have you
guy.
spoken with Grim Onwick? You really should.
How about I just shop? How about I just shop with you? How about we just go there, sir? How about you stop advertising your band of merry men? Because it's not gonna work. This is what we came here for, though, the Uniting Signet. Why? Well, it gives us extra mana regen on top of what we already have, and 0.5 health regen per second. So now we get back 1 health every 2 seconds. May not seem like much, but it's a start. And it's a good start, because we're going to keep this ring for, quite a while over the Traveler's Band. So I'm going to buy it right now. Actually, I'm going to sell my junk first, just to get myself even more money. Then we'll buy it. Amulet of Shifting, it just gives physical resistance. I'll keep the Hardy Necklace, it's better at the moment. Liquid Seduction is, okay, a Persuasion thing. It's probably Persuasion plus 1, 2. Maybe it's Persuasion plus 2, but it only works on the opposite sex. I don't know, I'm not planning on persuading anybody, so. Well, I can get Minor Dispelling Boost here as well. I'm actually going to grab both of those, just in case. You can also, here's another reason why I wanted to come here, is this is where you can buy minor experience boosters. So if you need them, Trader Hydon here can actually provide them for you. So I'm going to just buy both of those as well. Do I have anything else that he has that I need? Probably both of those. Let me look at how many of those I have first, and then we'll go from there. I can sell that now. Sell all of those now. I have 10 of those, so I only need 1 health regen potion, so I'll just keep that in mind. Get rid of the rest of this stuff that's not worth jack or diddly. Alright, so 1 health regen potion. Starting to get a good collection of shards together, though. That's nice. Oh, I found out what handles are for. They're only for scepters and one other thing that we're not using. I think Feyblades, if I remember correctly. Feyblades and scepters they're used for. I could be wrong on that one. I know scepters at least, but I think Feyblades is the other one. The point is we're not going to use them, so I'm just going to get rid of them. I'm going to keep all these, though, because we might use them. Yeah, I won't need that either, or that. Basic piercing fulcrum. I think I actually said before that piercing damage kind of has the weird resistances to it, but I think I was mistaken on it. I think piercing damage is about the same in terms of its resistances as regular physical damages, so just ignore what I said. I don't think I said it correctly. Alright, so that's good. We'll hang on to that, and then in a moment I'll give you the ring once I...
If you need another trade, then come and see Benar.
Who's Benar? This place is weird when you don't join the band of merry men here. Alright, there we go. Stick that in junk, sell that in a moment. So we'll keep the Signet Ring, because it just gives 5% damage and damage resistance, which is not bad. And we'll keep this, and it'll give us a little health and mana regen, so that way when we're running in between encounters, we can get a little bit of our health and mana back. Not too bad, all things considered. I would stick this on the radial, but I don't know if I'm gonna need it, honestly. Like, I guess I could stick it there for now, because the only other thing I can think that I would want to stick there would be something to boost our sage crafting later, because I'm only planning on boosting sage crafting up to level 6. Because there's a potion you can buy that increases it by 2, and I'd rather just do that, to be honest, than getting it all the way to 8, because it seems silly to waste 2 points getting the ability to make an epic gem, which I'll only need, like, twice in the whole game. So I might as well use those points on something else. But I'll stick this here for now, and then we'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, I got to buy the 1 health regen potion while I'm there as well. I'll go do that too. Do you guys have any lockpicks? Did I just, like, glance over those? Or are you guys a bunch of weird... Okay, I was going to say, are you guys a bunch of weird... like rogues that don't carry lockpicks, because that would be a little bit bizarre. I don't know why you would do that. Better with radials than I am. Usually forget you have radials. Yeah, I try to remember that I have radials in this one, and I think it helps because the regen potions, in my opinion, are just better flat out than Well, it's not that they're better flat out than the other potions. It's that it makes things more interesting than the other potions. Because the other potions just give you a gigantic chunk of health back, like, almost immediately. These ones actually require you to think a little bit and say, okay, maybe I need to retreat and, like, play defensively while I let this get some of my health back, you know? It forces me to use my brain in a game where I'm mostly face-rolling everything. Which is good, because I'd rather use my brain than face-roll everything. It's one of the reasons why I'm considering class changing into something else. I'm just going to buy all of these. And you can have the ring, which will give me back enough to pay for basically everything I just gave you. So, alright, cool.
Are you looking to... If you need another trade, then come and see Bernard.
Yeah, I don't know what he's on about. Alright, there's one other person that I'm looking for, and I think you're it, yes.
Well, here we are again. Don't suppose you've come to talk with me?
I am, but how did you know my catchphrase from the beginning of streams when I'm doing my preamble? Anyway, Elaine Dark here is a mercantile trainer. She will train at the basic level, which means if you have a skill of 0 to 3, she will let you train at 1 higher, and it will permanently increase your skill. So we're going to pay for a mercantile lesson. She's the first of 2 mercantile trainers that we're going to train with over the course of the game. The second one is in the next major zone, so we won't have the ability to interact with them for a while, but they're also a basic trainer, so we just won't increase our mercantile until then, just to keep ourselves in that
What are you wanting?
purview. Rigorous training has yielded a permanent increase to your mercantile skill. Perfect. So now, we've gone there. We need to go back out to meet Nerolim, so let's go out of the Star Camp. Probably get accosted by Grim Onwig again. No, ma'am, I'm okay, thank you. I don't need stealth. I don't even need stealth if I'm going to play as a stealth character. That's how unnecessary stealth is in this game. Genuinely, that's not even bullshitting. You don't need the stealth skill at all, even if you're playing a stealth character. That's how bullshit stealth is in this game. Like, I'll just show you what it does. Hang on, let me get this first, so that way it's not starred anymore. Okay, 24 lockpicks. We should be good for a while. But just, like, stealth, it reduces the sight range on unaware NPCs, which only helps you before battle begins. And you'd think, okay, well, yeah, when else are you going to use stealth? Well, actually, here's the thing. It just increases it as you go up. Minus 20%, 30%, 40%. So it's all just like flat boosts to the sight range. Enemies are pretty stupid anyway in this game. And as long as you're not looking straight at them and they're not looking straight at you, you can kind of sneak up on them pretty easily. But the reason why you don't need stealth, even if you're playing a stealth character, is because if you're playing a stealth character, you're probably going to be investing in finesse. And once you get up to 35 finesse points, you get access to this bad boy, Smoke Bomb. You can throw this in the middle of battle once every 60 seconds, and it gives you the undetectable buff, which makes you completely invisible to everything around you for however many seconds it gives you. Yeah, it says there. You're hidden from detection completely. Nothing can find you, even if you're at 0 stealth and full plate armor for 6 seconds. So you don't need stealth, because you can just activate it on demand in the middle of a fight, and then just, you know, use Assassin's Art over here, which lets you massively, massively destroy enemies with dagger sneak attacks or Feyblade sneak attacks to stun them. Whatever trips your trigger. I'm not going to go this way in case Grim decides he wants to accost me every time I go in that direction on the road. But point is, even if you're playing as a stealth character, I would not recommend even bothering with... Oh, a bed. Well, I don't need that anymore. I have natural healing now, so... I have a passive health factor. Ooh, okay. And wrong way. I just used 2 lockpicks on a very easy footlocker. Ooh, wow, it's even over here, I think. Yeah. Okay. 3 lockpicks on a very easy footlocker. And was it worth it? No, not really. Because that invoice is just junk. And I only got 13 experience out of it. Yeah, so don't use stealth even if you are planning on playing a stealth character because... Well, there are a number of situations where you're just forced into combat anyway. So the stealth stat won't really help you in that case, obviously, because then, you know, you just you're forced into combat, so there's no way for you to use that stealth stat for any reason whatsoever at that point. Oh, didn't see you behind me there, sir. Oh, these ones don't go down to a single fire spell. That's impressive, actually, for a bunch of wooden spirits. I think, yeah, St. Edric's mission is right here, and we will go there, I think, for the House of Ballads soon, but I just mark it on the map just in case I need to come through here again. Steel Gauntlets, these are better than the Gauntlets of Luck, despite the 3% chance to crit with physical. They're better on the defense. So do I care about the crit to physical? Nah, I'll just take the defense, especially since I want this ringing in the background to stop. Ooh, 20 more mana? Hell yeah, dude. Make the ringing stop. I think this is also a location that you can discover on the map. Yep, Vorm Lodge. Vorm Large, yeah. Also, we're now in the Sheed. So now that you saw the word Sheed show up in the top right corner over by the minimap, that means all the enemies in this area are now level locked to level 12, plus or minus 3 levels. So, yeah, everything that's in here will be a challenge at this point, but we'll be running back and forth through here a whole bunch because Issa is in this area over here, as you can see. And, well, we'll be going to Issa eventually if Aelin and Niralim probably have anything to say about it. In the meantime, though, let's just head through this south path because, you know, that'll work pretty good for us. Maybe I should check what's in the lodge, actually, because I think they have a salesperson in there, and they might have, like, an accessory or something that I could use. The list of merchants on the wiki is not particularly exhaustive, so as with most information in this game, you pretty much, if you want it, you have to go find it yourself. So that's a quest. Don't care about that. Also a quest. Don't care about that. Do we have anybody in here that's like, okay, there's a blacksmithing forge. I thought there was like a salesperson in here, but I could be wrong about that. A whole bunch of people that might be from the Warsworn, I guess. Maybe they turn into shopkeeps if you do a quest for them or something. So I don't see no shopkeep up here either. I guess I could use the blacksmithing forge if I so choose. And we can attempt to salvage stuff out of these. I don't really think that's necessary at this point. I will talk about salvaging stuff later, though, once we get to Blacksmithing 7 and Sagecrafting 6, because at that point we can start to really invest more into our ability to craft things that are actually worth our while. So it's a little bizarre how salvaging things works in this game, because you can kind of take the effect, like if you have a gem, right, that gives, let's say, health regen, and you craft it into a weapon that you don't have a health regen part for, you'll turn it into a weapon that has a health regen effect on it. Then if you try to salvage it, you might get a part that has health regen on it that you did not use to make that weapon. So, like, let's say you just use the most basic of the basics in terms of, like, you know, your rivets and your bindings and all that other stuff, but then you put a health regen gem on it. Well, you might get back rivets that give health regen after you salvage it, even if you didn't use a health regen rivet. So.
A third of the Majestic stood from earth and cradle and beheld the glories of their work. He was the architect and carried in his mind a dream of the form of growth, a design shaped in nature, a place of work, abundance in harmony.
Just trying to stay quiet so that the stone could talk while the bar guests were trying to murder me. Oh look, my HP bar is actually going up a little bit. That's nice. So yeah, there's some bizarre stuff that's going on in the mechanical background sections of all of this, but then again, Here's the thing, right? This is the video game where the enemy's HP bars are not HP bars. They do not represent health. They represent something else besides health, so I suppose I should expect some weirdness from a game where HP does not equal HP. So you can alchemize parts that didn't originally exist. That is nutty. Yes, that is absolutely bizarre. As for, if you're wondering what I mean by the HP bars don't mean HP bars, well, my HP bar means HP. However, whenever I'm hitting the enemies and you see the HP bars of the enemies go down, it's not indicating the amount of HP damage that I'm doing to them. It's indicating the amount of... Sorry, hang on, these sprites are kicking my ass. Let me actually kill them first before I run my mouth and get absolutely murdered here. Alright, there we go. Now they should be a little easier to kill here. There we go. So whenever you see the enemies taking damage, it's not indicating damage to their HP. It's indicating how much money this game cost the state of Rhode Island during its development time. It's 1 for 1. You can look it up. Minor force potion. Alright, fair enough. And that's part of the story that I wanted to tell with this game, because this, like I said, this game's development cycle was something else. They actually, to elaborate a little bit on that, this game's developers borrowed, like, they got into a contract deal with the state of Rhode Island, who were trying to, like, incentivize them to move their offices from Massachusetts to Rhode Island. And they said, we'll loan you how much? $175 million, I think it was, to make your game in this state. All we ask is that you move your headquarters to our state and also give us a total of 450 jobs over the course of the 3-year development cycle of this game, plus the MMO that you're planning on making. Guess what they didn't do? Any of the above. They borrowed the 100... Actually, they did move their headquarters to Rhode Island, so they did at least keep that part of the deal. Wait, is it hits? No, it's not hits. It's the amount of dollars they cost the state of Rhode Island. That's what their HP bars indicate. Probably by the time I'm done with the game, we still won't have done enough damage to all the enemies in this game to account for all of the money they still owed the state of Rhode Island before they settled. They just finished settling their default on the loan out of court, I think. It might have been in court, but they just finished settling it like 2 years ago. It was a long legal battle. And they, to give you context as well.
But not like the others. You are welcome here. Niralim has been waiting.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize that he was so cognizant of my arrival. I'll make sure to say hello. Yeah, to give context to it, they did move their headquarters to Rhode Island from Massachusetts. However, by the time they were done with the development of this game, they only managed to create about 125 jobs out of the 450 that they promised to make as a part of the contract for the loan. And then they had to close up their studio and, you know, send all of their employees to unemployment like 3 months after this game came out. There was no MMO. They did not have the cash flow. Even though this game sold decently in its first 3 months, they bled money. Like, I mean, bled. Like, how do you waste $175 million like that? Like, that's 2 years. And you spent all of that on what?
The Maid of Windermere, her test. She faced the evil maid enraged. She trembled with her wrath. Undo your evil magic now, or I will end this tale, I vow.
Come
And to be fair...
closer, little curiosity.
Oh. Got a loudspeaker or something. And to be fair, this $175 million loan that they got for the development of this game from the state of Rhode Island, that was after they hired R.A. Salvatore to write the story of the game, and after they hired Seth MacFarlane to do the art. So they had R.A. Salvatore and the literal creator of Spawn working on this game's development before they took out that 175 million, and they still didn't have enough money to make this game without bleeding their whole studio into the ground. Niralim?
The Curious One seeks a way to the Fae, but it has found its way to the boughs of the World Tree instead.
Huh.
Rest, Quickling, and I may study you.
Did you go by Yggdrasil in a different life? Because that's the World Tree I know. Are you the tree then, or...
Look around you, and I am all that you can see. My roots spread across
I appear to be
Alantaf.
freaking out slightly at the
My leaves
idea.
lead the winds
Head
from
tracking
Frostbrine
appears to be
Coast to Alabastra.
going a little off kilter sometimes.
My family and I
That or
circle
I'm
this world.
having a seizure.
We were saplings
Very
when
small
your kind
seizure.
emerged from the dark, and we will grow with you until this world burns once again.
So Niralim is the tree father. He's basically the father of every tree in Dalentarth and the at least distant cousin of every tree across the world. So what are you going to study me for?
My roots spread wide and deep, and I have heard what brought you here, but I cannot see where you go hence. The time of the Fae is passing. I must shelter them in their twilight, and protect them from the Prismere corruption that spreads in their kin.
Oh, so is that what that mirror was made of, is Prismere? I mean, I've been trying to help the Fae. I don't know how well it's working. I have a codex for the High King.
I know your needs, but the predators circle Issa in her nest, and I cannot allow another to enter.
Okay, so how do we...
Issa's
What can
end
we
has
work out
always
here?
been certain, buried beneath Prismere blades.
Oh.
I can only hold back the tide, but you, perhaps you can change the currents.
If I ever stop freaking out, yeah,
Where
probably.
you tread, you mark all you touch. Before I would help you, I must know. Will you be a kind gardener, or a careless reaper?
I mean, I'm trying not to be careless. Tree ancestry, what'd you come back to? You had to get your door. This is the World Tree. We're talking to the World Tree. He's the ancestor of all trees across the entire planet. And he's the very close ancestor of all the trees in Dalentarth. So, an eye for an eye then, figuratively. What do you need?
Like all quicklings, you are eager to act. I would rather see the method of your action.
Okay.
A tribe of trolls has been corrupted with Prismere. Their matriarch, Nash, has united the clans in the first step on the path of Dalentarth's demise.
So go kill Narsh, got it.
You can change this fate, but to what? In doing so, you may awaken a more dangerous threat, like your ally, Aelin Shear.
You know, she said you weren't very fond of her. What did she do that could cause such a problem?
She walks a dark and tangled path. A path you once walked together, before you died.
I had a feeling she looked familiar.
But your path is your own now. Defeat Nash, remove the taint of Prismere. Then I shall see who you are, if not who you will become.
Alright, fair enough. So, to summarize, since you just came back, Marie, Prismere is a crystal that corrupts everything it touches. It's probably the reason why Gadflow and the Winter Court are as corrupted as they are. This is the World Tree. He knows Aelin Shear, and apparently I did before I died. She was apparently my ally in some capacity, which explains why she felt familiar. So, where is this Narsh troll?
The troll matriarch and her brood await at Haxi.
Well, I could have told you
Corruption
that.
burns my roots and threatens our future.
And Prismere corrupts everything it touches, like I said. So.
Walk your path and watch your ally.
I will attempt to. Defeat Narsh is our next objective. Now, where is that going to lead us? Let me see. Okay, that just goes straight to Haxi Dam then. Okay, well, I guess I could just go straight to the Ballads Library and take care of that, and then go south from there to the dam and be fine. Why not? Alright, let's go back to Tenwa. There's actually something I need to pick up in the library anyway that I forgot the first time I was there. Because, well, you noticed that I got a skill book last time. There's another skill book in the library. Which I suppose makes sense. Because, well, it's a library, so there would be books here, after all. So let's go free up Tenhua, and then we'll head upstairs.
Excellent. But you've returned without the most important cairn of all. Troubling.
Which one was that again?
Challenge for later. For now, you must break this cursed spell.
Okay, what do I do?
As you've no doubt noticed, those cairns are warded and will not reveal their secrets. They will, however, last an eternity. Perhaps even longer.
I don't really have that kind of time, so how do I use them?
Those cairns are like lore stones, but special. They're enchanted, and the only way to unlock their contents is to use the Echo Stone. The one in the next room is one of Hallam's early attempts, but it should work. Go listen to Two Knights and a Troll. Find the words that will free me from this prison.
Okay, sure. So is this Echo Stone going to tell me which words I need specifically?
It is a magical shrine, specially created to hold the most glorious of Fae songs through tragedy and time. There is one in the other room. See you soon.
So the Fae invented a wooden phonograph. I mean, yeah, basically.
May the stone sing your song to the ages.
Except it talks to you.
Breath of time remember you. Listen. Listen as the Echo Stone etches each ballad in memory.
Okay, let's have a look.
The story of two valiant souls I bring. Of the lords named Aermer and Creth I sing. Two hearts united against common foes. The thoughts of one in mind, the other knows. Lord Creth of knights, most stoic and grave. Lord Aermer's hand and shadow the brave. And gentle Aermer, his equal in might. Dawn to Creth's dusk, day to his night. Here is the tale of how they stopped a troll. The Maid of Windermere corrupted its soul.
By the way, if any of these sound familiar, it's because these are just literally the lore stones that you'll find around Haxi, so you've probably heard at least one of these before, just from exploring around.
The troll named Nyx had a most troubled heart. In nature was it displeased with its part. It hated its difference from the norm, and wished to shed its current form. In grief it went to the Maid of Windermere. She motioned to Nyx and beckoned him near. It is your wish to be human, I see, she whispered to the troll in glee.
Because Nyx didn't get
grant your wish
that.
and make you so. You are a human now, she cackled. Go.
Uh-huh. I just heard something move in the background, so that might be what it is. So maybe now I can stop craning my neck at this thing. Recite the counterspell. So I guess the counterspell is you are a human now, go?
Did you discover the words to the counterspell?
Yes, it's this one. These are from other lore stones that we haven't even looked at from that thing, so it's this one.
That's it, that's it. Hear me, and don't forget a word. What Hallam feared is coming to pass. Somehow, using a new and twisted magic, the Maid of Windermere hopes to alter the telling. At this moment, she possesses the single most important song in our canon, the hero and the maid. If its story changes, we are all at risk.
How is she going to change some words that you guys stuck on a phonograph, though?
Time is running out for all of us.
Well, I suppose she's probably going to try to do it using Prismeer, because Prismeer is just the MacGuffin of evil in this universe, so just go tell the house that they're doing that.
Go find Wenson and Hallam. It may already be too late.
Well, let's hope not, because I've got
I
even
will
more
sing of
things
you,
to
my
do.
friend.
Thank you. I will remember you
What is it?
too, I guess. Where's your stairs, anyway? Here we go. Excuse me. Now I just need to find the book among her stack of books. It might be in here, actually. Yep, there it is, all the way down. So you can't see it directly because you've got all this other stuff in here, none of it worthwhile. But here's the skill book for dispelling, so we'll grab that bad boy, read that right now. So what this will do is it will give us a permanent +1 to our dispel to go along with the permanent +2 we have to lockpicking. So we'll read it, why not? Dispelling itself is actually a pretty useful skill to have explicitly for the House of Ballads quests. So much so that I'm actually going to spend the next couple of levels, well, leveling Dispelling, even though I'm not planning on really using it for much. It is useful because it actually lets you do some speech checks, quote unquote, that require Dispelling, so. Probably use that for something. Anyway, the Threads of Fate bring with the power of Lyria herself. And one such magic, that of warding, is closely attuned to our goddess. Sorry, I had to read that first sentence again to make sure I didn't miss anything. To ward an object is to grace the thing with a beauty and magnificence. Her glyphs are the seals of power, the soft curve of a line, the magnificent artistry of form, visible in the vortices of the spell. It moves with the grace and ease of water, the swiftness of the wind, and in the pattern of the great cycle itself. If warding is a gift of beauty unto a thing, then dispelling is the collection of this beauty unto oneself. To tap the glyphs of fate is to subsume that magic in a display of arcane command. The simplest of wards carry direct and steady, if mundane, glyphs. Their connection to the arcane veil is severed easily. They are but single strands of decorative fabric in the weave of fate. The greater wards, however, include the more exceptional glyphs that are interwoven with each other in an exquisite array. These delicate strands of fate cannot be separated from the weave for long, and so the harnessing of these glyphs must be exercised as smoothly and swiftly as the wards themselves. As the elegance of our goddess is captured in the ethereal glyphs, so too is the indelicate nature of our mortality captured in the dark sigils of our wards. No human or Alfar, gnome or giant may leave wield the power of magic, without the tarnish of their mundanity. The markings left behind are often dark sigils, and serve as a reminder to all who would covet Lyria's majesty. So those grenades in the dispelling things are basically chastity belts for Lyria. That's just great. Anyway, now that we read that, we get a +1 to our dispelling forever, and I guess that's nice. I can fail to dispel a ward once now before it explodes, so that's good. We're eventually just going to get rid of all our dispelling points other than the +1 that we've got here, though, because I'm planning on reclassing again once we take care of, well, the final boss of the House of Ballads quest lines. Which, again, from what I'm understanding, is the toughest boss in this game, not including DLCs. I think in some cases it even is including DLCs, though, because I'm pretty sure, from what I've heard, the DLCs didn't add anything particularly difficult to it. The impression that I've gotten from what I've heard about this game's DLC, not necessarily Teeth of Naros or... because they managed to release 2 DLC before they went under, this company. The Teeth of Naros and the Legend of Dead Kel, which are the 2 DLCs before this game went under the water, were pretty similar in terms of what they offered in this game by comparison to, you know, the stuff that came after. When THQ Nordic acquired this company, they released another DLC, Fatesworn. And from what I understand, Fatesworn itself is comparable to watching paint dry. That's what I've been told, anyway. So, I haven't played it, I wouldn't know, I don't even own Re-Reckoning, so I couldn't tell you, but that's what I've been told. Alright, so... Whoa. Okay, well, we gotta go in there, so thanks for breaking that, buddy. That will make my job a lot easier. Okay. Damn, nice roll there. Okay, got him. Just keep whacking him in the back. Okay. Now for you. And You guys really shouldn't pick a fight when I'm caving in the skull of a mountain troll. Like, what did you think you were gonna do after the fact? After I beat this guy? Like, come on now. What were you thinking? I'll tell you what they were thinking. Nothing at all. There ain't a single brain cell in their heads. All right, well, we leveled up, so let's put another point into dispelling. And probably my build for the remainder of Dalentarth only goes up one more level. So we'll get this, and then we'll be able to remove Dark Sigils from wards, I guess, which is kind of cool. But I don't really have any plans after that. I might increase dispelling even more if we level up past 14. But that remains to be seen whether that's going to happen or not. I think it might, though, because we still have, I think, a couple of quests left in the House of Ballads quest line after this. So, as for what we're going to put points in, I mentioned it last time. We're going to get a friend. We're going to put 3 points into the Fair Gorda spell. And basically, the first one lets you summon the Fair Gorda, and then every subsequent point you put in after that gives the Fair Gorda additional health and total damage in exchange for slightly more mana cost. So we'll just max that out. It'll cost a bit to summon our friend, but once he's summoned for the 120 seconds he's around, he'll be pretty strong and also able to take aggro away from us, which is very nice because there might be certain situations where there's just a massive chunk of enemies that need to be killed and I need a little break. So I can go heal, or I can just whack certain enemies upside the head rather than specifically all of them. So, or rather, whack a specific enemy upside the head rather than just whacking all of them and getting hit occasionally. So, you tracked me here. Before they blew up the entrance to the dam, how did you even get in here?
That damned tree sent me. He has roots and branches all through the forest. But I was so hoping you'd be enough of a distraction for me to pass unnoticed.
Evidently not.
He said we should walk this path together. Thought I could help you, or maybe that you could help me.
I mean, I guess it would be a little easier for the both of us if we, both took care of Narsh. So what do you know about Narsh anyway?
I've never met Narsh. Trolls and Doppelfar rarely invite each other to tea. But if she's
Right.
matriarch of a clan, you can be sure that she's strong.
I'll be the judge of
And if
that.
she's so corrupted that Nerolim is nervous about her, then she must pose a bigger threat than most trolls.
I wonder if that means she's worth more experience. Let's find
Let's
out.
not keep Narsh waiting.
Yeah, because I could use the challenge. And, also Narsh probably could use getting wiped off the map, so... Alright, nothing particular there. So yeah, Aelin will accompany you for this mission. I guess that's cool. I don't think she does anything particularly interesting. I think she fights like basically any other knife wielder.
It was well organized. Even the biggest clans never built dens this deep.
Well, you'd think it wouldn't be a dam considering it was built by a troll, but I don't know. Anyway, speaking of trolls, here comes one now. Let me grab this first. That's crude studded leather hood. Tracker's Drought. Detect hidden skill +1. I'll just stick that in my thing. Okay. What are you delayed from? Oh, wait. Gotcha. And you made the mistake of being up against the wall. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess if she's gonna stagger you, you got more important things to worry about than me. Stagger you with those little knives of hers. Alright, no need for hand grabs of the deluge. That's a whole lot of enemies to deal with. I guess it's just Tuatha, though, so that's probably fine. I almost want to use my Fate mode on, like, this chunk of raiders here. I don't think it'd be worth it to do it, though, but I'm getting kind of tired of fighting these bosses and just reckoning mode the shit out of them. Reckoning the shitting out of them. Yes, that's great.
What are the two off again?
Gets rid of the archers, at least. I feel like maybe it'd be better to use you as fertilizer there, sir. Yes, it will do. Greater damage deflection. We're getting greater potions now. That's nice. That can help. Nice little sunlight patch. Don't know where that's coming from. Up there. I guess so, because you can kind of see over the rocks there that the sun is coming in from outside, so... Yeah, even at 0.5 health regen per second, I feel like our need for potions now is going to go down pretty significantly. It's, we have good mana regen now because even just that 0.5 is making a big difference. We're already back at full, and before we may not have been at full. But, excuse me, if just 0.5 is having that effect, well, imagine what's going to happen. Wow, really? Alright then. Imagine what's going to happen when we, have more than that. Okay. I mean, I guess I could just get hit. That's fine. Thanks for taking that for me, Aelin. That's nice of you. Yeah, break you. I will break you. Okay, don't go dying on me now here, game. Don't go skipping your heartbeat for 3 seconds there. I mean, I guess you could just not block. That's fine, too.
That'll do.
Gotta remember that I have the staff, too. I definitely invested in it, so I may as well use it, you know? You know, I may use that healing potion right now, because why not? I mean, we've got a whole bunch of them that I'm not using, so... But yeah, mages in this game are kind of annoying to fight overall, because they like to teleport away from you, and that little sigil that they put around themselves actually gives them resistance to harpoon, so... Your best out in that case is to use a long-range weapon like a longbow.
They could destroy half of Dalentar.
I mean, I imagine, but that's why we're here, isn't it? So that way they don't do that. So your best bet in that case is a long-range weapon of some kind, but... Well, in my case, I don't have access to a long-range weapon just yet, other than harpoon. We'll fix that eventually. Hey guys, what you getting up to? Nice, that brought me far enough away that I didn't get hit by the spear guy. That's good, they're both after me now. I'll be with you in a moment, troll. I gotta... Okay. Take care of your friends first. Now for you. Okay, gotcha. You have been staggered successfully, therefore you are about as dead as all the enemies I can one round in Final Fantasy XIII once I stagger them. How about I summon a friend? See if he can get a little damage off on you. Did that a little slow. Alright then. Yeah, I've been expecting a little more for a while there, Aelin. I still haven't gotten it, to be fair. Oh, I thought that was my buddy. No, my buddy's running off, as you can see up there. He's very adamant and very gung-ho about killing everything in sight. I admire the effort he's putting in. Prodigy's armor. Eh. Fine. Iron Greaves. Also, eh. It's iron, so of course it's gonna be eh. Yeah, just watch the health bar go up in between encounters here. And again, this is just with... You get back 1 health every 2 seconds. Now, granted, you know, our... Oh, you killed a scuttle crab? Oh, that's why you were running off, because you were getting some rough scales. So rough scales are the lowest level of scales. There's a total of 3 that you can get. And the highest level ones give you plus 20% bleeding and poison resistance, and they stack. So if you put these on a bunch of different armor, you can just keep adding them over and over again, and eventually, if you have enough armor pieces that need scales, which act like trim, judging by the icon that's there. If you have enough armor pieces that need this stuff, you could end up with 100% bleeding and poison resistance, so that's kind of nice. I'll have to keep in mind that this guy aggroes to wild animals, though, as well. I didn't know that. Oh, I thought you were a bow person. You were just deciding to run directly at me immediately, which would have, you know, been helpful, I guess. Alright, then. You, sir. Okay, sure. I was gonna say, you, sir, are done, but you had a little more health than I expected. Oh, I almost dodged all of that. All you guys keep talking about this tier knock. I ain't seen no tier knock. I don't know what you think that they can do for you from here. At the 11th hour for you. Whoa. Ah, here's another animal part. Tanned hide. This is actually the second tier one right here. This gives 14% health. I believe the highest level one gives plus 20%, so that's not bad. And again, that's a percentage, so the more levels that you level up, the more it will actually do for you in terms of how much of an effect it has. So. Nope. Okay. No stagger. There we go. And the stagger's over.
No more delays.
Stagger's no longer over. Apply bleed and beat the shit. Okay. That takes care of that. Next pile. Sure, I'll take both of those. Why not? You know, when did this game come out? You know of another company that wanted to start a series and then make an MMO? This game came out in 2012. It actually came out... The funny thing about it is that it came out 3 months after Skyrim came out and like 4 months before Dragon's Dogma came out. So it had some stiff competition in the Western-style RPG department at the time. Oh, sage crafting.
I've been working here for a long time. If they've come... No more delays.
See what I mean, though? These guys might just decide, these sages, mages might just decide they want to teleport away from you when you grab them, so... what did you do to the troll? Is the troll napping? Aelin, did you do something to the troll?
No more delays.
And that's how much damage the troll would do to me if I block at the wrong time. Whoops. It's always better to block early in this game than it is to block late because, well, you block early and you probably still get the parry window because parry windows are pretty large in this game. Or wide, I guess it would be. You parry too late and, well, what just happened to me will happen to you. You'll lose half your HP to a troll swinging an overhead swing at you. But to be fair, he powered that up for about 6 days before he hit me with it, so it's not really a shock that it did as much damage as it did. I don't feel like doing this. I'm just going to use a Prismeer pick. Potent necklace. Ooh, that's better than the hardy one. Nice. I'll take the rest. Thank ya. And in here, pristine protection shard. Now I don't have to make one of those. That's nice. Oh, did I miss something? Oh yeah, Shadow Prism. Okay. Yeah, no, you can keep that. So. Also, like this one, the MMO never manifested. It never does it? Like, a lot of companies say, oh yeah, we should make an MMO, and then it just never happens. 2012, so around the time that Sting Entertainment in Japan was working on the rumored EP, Episode 3 of Department Heaven, which was rumored to be an MMO. Like, imagine a game with actually stupid mechanics and is a clusterfuck, but in MMO style. That would be a fun one, maybe, for a little while until, you know, all the actually clusterfuck of mechanics just no longer really excites people, I guess. See, the problem, right, is that you're trying to develop a video game, a single-player video game at that, and I think that the company that made this one didn't really take enough hints from the EverQuest games, despite being heavily influenced by the EverQuest games, because EverQuest wasn't just the MMO, it was also all the single-player games around it, right? Like, there's your Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, there's your Champions of North and Champions Return to Arms. Merciless. Nice bow. I might keep that, actually. Mild-mannered Court Dandy and Master Thief Olma Volgard used this bow, pinched from a Tuatha Scout, only when Charm and Stealth failed. So when Charm and Stealth fails, poison them. Got it. Yeah, so, like, the EverQuest games weren't just the EverQuest MMO, right? There's Champions of North, Champions Return to Arms, the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games. Those are all in the EverQuest universe. And the single-player games were like 25 hours long. And they were constantly leveling you up and constantly taking you to different areas. So you had a lot of different, like, it never felt like you were in one area for any length of time, like too long, to the point where it started to get boring. This game doesn't appear to have taken that in stride, though, because it leaves you in Dalentarth for a really long time, and then the next two areas are really short because there's only a couple of quests in each one, and then by the time you're done with that, you go to Rathir and Melson Shear, and then the game's almost over because it's basically a straight shot from Melson Shear all the way down to Alabastra. There's almost no quests involved there. There is one other faction available there that we're going to be doing, but, like, this game, like, front loads a lot of its side quests in Dalentarth, and then it just gives you a bunch of open areas basically beyond that, with maybe a couple of quests here and there, but nothing nearly as condensed as what Dalentarth has. The problem, again, is that you're trying to design a single-player game with MMO elements in it, and an MMO is a fundamentally different beast to develop than a single-player game. So if you try to develop a single-player game with MMO mechanics and elements in it, you're setting yourself up for failure, because it just doesn't work the same way as an MMO. MMOs are just so different. They're different enough to where you have to design. If you're designing for an MMO, then you should design an MMO. You shouldn't design the other stuff. I saw the 11 out of 24 on my hammer, and I said, I'll just use a repair kit. But yeah, you need to design MMOs for their own selves. You know what I mean? You can't design a single-player game and drag it out to 60 hours in length expecting the MMO aspects that you pumped into it to carry it the rest of the way. Like, that just doesn't work. The game gets boring because it's just a bunch of side quests thrown together. Don't think it'd last too long without a lot of work. Still wish the MMO had come out because you'd love to see what Sting does with that game. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be interesting, right? Like, the idea of the MMO for either of these titles would be interesting. It's just a matter of, would it be fun, you know, to play for much longer than a little while. The same thing they do to everything, Aelin. Messed her up. No stagger. Oh, wait. No stagger? I'll just get damage off, that's fine. But yeah, see how early I blocked there and I still managed to, whatchamacallit, carry it so I didn't take any damage. It's, okay, I blocked that. And I also blocked that wrong. And I'm gonna back off just in case. Get a little more damage off on her and then we'll Reckoning. I kind of wanted to stagger her, honestly, before I did it, but I mean, it's basically just exactly what I've been doing here if you don't have Reckoning mode. Just keep whacking her, even if you don't have Shadow Flare to rely on. So. Oh, wow. Probably because I did that when I did it. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I get more health regen in Reckoning mode as well, don't I? Because I'm definitely, like, hang on, doing that more than I normally would. Or getting more than I normally would. Goodbye, Narsh. How much did we get for you? 8,085 experience. Yes, that was definitely worth the experience booster. That will do. They give you enough experience from just doing the main quest to get you to about level 26 by the end game, even if you're just steamrolling through only the main quest stuff. So definitely, if you're going to use your experience boosters anywhere, use them here in these main quest things, because they give lots of EXP. Those robes are better than the armor that I have on. Oh, I know why. It's because they replaced the torso and leg armor. I was going to say, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Oh, sustaining medallion. That actually might be worth more than the potent necklace, honestly. Because the extra health regen per second would mean we basically don't have to worry about using regen potions anymore. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But the potent necklace will sell for more, so I'll equip it. Why not? Thanks, Narsh. That was really helpful. Other than the Shadow Prism, you know. Alright, before I talk to Aelin, let's level up, and then we'll go from there. Need to send you a Knights in the Nightmare boss fight, because the MMO would have been somewhere between Yggdra Union and Knights. Once again, is it necessary to expunge these enemies from Fate's Weave? No. Is it fun to do for EXP? Yes, very much so. Yes, number go up, and I like when I see number go up, so... it activates dopamine in my brain to see 8,000 experience at this point in the game. Okay, but anyway, we've got Dispelling level 3, Soft to level 4, because of our Wayfarer Destiny, so that gives us any dark sigils, any of the mines, the grenades that were on the wards previously are now gone. So now we can actually do like average and above stuff and try those out and not get punished immediately for it. So, you know, that's nice. Let's level our friend up so that he's maxed out. Now he has plus 100% health and total damage. If I ever need him to take aggro off of me, he deals massive damage now and has lots of health, so that's good. And again, this is as far as I was planning on leveling inside of Dalentarth, so beyond this, I don't know what the hell I'm going to put points into. Probably still into Dispelling, but in terms of skill, but I don't know in terms of the other stuff.
Nice work. I see you haven't forgotten how to handle yourself in a fight.
I don't know, Narsh could have knocked the shit out of me there if she hit that 3-hit combo.
At least not so soon.
Well, you evidently didn't see them in Alistair Tower. They were all the way over there. Anyway, I thought we stopped them when we took care of the mirror.
Obviously, the Tuatha have bigger plans than just killing you.
Well, evidently.
The trolls with Prismir, trying to bring the war to Dalentar? Niralim was right to be concerned.
Well, yeah, that Prismir gets anywhere near Niralim, and the trees will probably attack all of us, and that probably wouldn't be good. Also, you know more than you're letting on.
Aren't I always? But have patience. For now, why not take comfort in knowing that you saved Niralim and his forest? Go, talk to the tree. I'm sure he'll allow you into Issa. I'll stay here and finish off any remaining Tuatha.
Yeah, fair enough. We have to tell Niralim. No, I have to tell Niralim.
You can tell the old mossy log yourself. I'll be tracking down any other Tuatha that may have come this far west.
She's not a big fan of the tree.
I'll find you again when the time is right.
I'm sure you will. You always do. Alright, back to Niralim. And, Narsh, did you have a chest in here or anything? It doesn't look like it. Okay. That's fine then. Unless the chest is back here. To be fair, the chest, there was like 3 chests before we got here, like over here, so that's probably enough, you know. Now the real question is, where is this going to spit me back out at? Because I don't really know. Oh, excuse me, Scuttle Crab. I don't mean to be intruding upon your home. That's my bad. It'll put us back out into Haxie somewhere, but, you know, I don't know where specifically. Up on a cliff above a bunch of enemies. You know, that's fair, actually. Guys, what are you gonna do? You are down there, and I am up here. I'll sneak in plate armor to open this thing if I have to. Alright, this is a very easy chest, and we've got 4 dispelling skill at this point. I can't even imagine. There. You don't even have to be that accurate with it. Although it does prioritize, I think I mentioned this before, but it does prioritize the mines over the glyphs. But now that we don't see the mines anymore, it doesn't matter. So, all right, now we can go fight the sprites and whatever else is in here with them. Nothing at the moment. There's a chest over here, though. Skeleton, rather. Medallion of Lightning Shield. Yeah, no thank you. Longsword of Bloodletting. That's an old iron sword, so... I mean, I guess the bleed is nice because it'll, well, let you bleed things, but... You got a friend here somewhere, don't you? A flame champion among you. Ah, there you are. Well, we could equip the Crackling Staff, but, I think we're okay without it. Just take care of the backup first. See how early I parried that, too, and it still managed to parry it without me taking any damage? That's kind of the funky thing, too, about parrying, right? Is that you don't take any damage if you do it right, and the window is pretty damn wide, so, like, it's really not that hard to do. Like, I don't have a hard time doing it. I've heard people online say that it's tough to do, but, like... I mean, you gotta remember, too, I guess... I've got a little bit of experience with parrying because I'm used to the 8-frame parry windows in Dark Souls, so, like, if I can manage those, I guess I can manage anything. Assassin's Aegis, 10% physical damage versus heavily wounded enemies. Should an assassin fail to pacify a target without being detected, this necklace aids them in executing an alternate approach and then executing the target. Stick that in junk. The health regen is, in my opinion, better for now because later... The health regen won't be better because we'll be sticking that in a whole bunch of our blacksmithing components for armor and stuff, but for now we don't really have access to that, so we'll have to make do without it. Now what's over there? A thresh and some boggarts, which definitely saw me. Before we deal with that, okay, couldn't dodge out of the way quickly enough, that's fine. By the way, you can stack multiple, whatchamacallits, multiple marks of flame on the same enemy. As you can see here, I'm stacking multiple on this thresh. So we'll activate them in a second once I am done playing Kingdom Hearts with him. Okay, I guess that didn't do it. Nope, stop that. And there we go. Hardy Hammer! I mean, I guess the health and mana is nice, but I've got an Azurite Hammer at this point, so I don't really need the Hardy one. It would be nice if I was coming through here at a much earlier level, but I'm not. Again, this will sound familiar because we literally just listened to this in the library there. So. What constitutes heavily damaged? I believe less than 25% of their max HP remaining, because lightly damaged, from what I understand, is anything from 100% to 75% of their max HP remaining. So, and I mean, it's nice if you can get something with both on it, because then you just get a flat damage boost anywhere except right in the middle. So if you don't have access to just a flat damage boost without anything like that, well, you might as well... I bumped the mic stand, sorry. You might as well use that. Thrash, what are you doing outside of League of Legends? I didn't even know they existed in League of Legends, to be fair, but I've never played League. Somebody attempted to teach me League back when I was at Geneseo, but I never learned. I was not a very easy study when it came to that stuff. Probably because I was more busy paying attention to actually going to school than I was to playing. Is League considered a MOBA? I don't know. I haven't played any MOBAs, so I couldn't tell you. You dodged a bullet. Yeah, Cole has told me that in the past, actually. He said, yeah, no, it's probably better that you don't play it. It's funny because the guy that was trying to teach me went to, like, the state finals or something like that in, like, esports, which back at the time, I mean, it was a little bit less pronounced than it is now, but yeah, I mean... He was pretty good at the game, from what I understand, so... He just didn't have any buddies to play with at the school, so he was probably just looking for people to... You know... Probably just looking for more people to play. but I wasn't really very good at it, so I kind of tried to teach me for like 2 days, and then we were like, okay, we should probably focus on our final term papers instead. I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, so Niralim will let us into Issa now, so let's have a chat first.
You return, and in your wake, Dalentarth blossoms. The flow is rearranged, now and forever.
The question is, can you see where it's going now?
Nash's brood is at an end. You have destroyed what was written, and made a new fate for Dalentarth. Even your darkest ally walks a lighter path.
Well, that was easy. All I did was use hammer!
And yet
It's like the Staples button's attached to the end of this hammer.
Marching with Prismere and pain. You have only delayed our doom.
That's okay, I'll just keep taking the fight east. The further east I go, the closer I can get to killing Gadflow? Probably. So I think if you say, can you help me here, Niralim, if you pass the check, will give you a unique necklace that gives you some elemental resistance. But we just got a necklace with health regen on it, so I don't even want it. I'll stop the Tuatha. I'll just keep marching east until their armies all fall over.
Perhaps. You are both new. You are both unusual. But do not overestimate yourself.
I mean, it's less of a boast and more of an understanding my own limits.
You must know this, Quickling. The age is changing. Immortals are passing and the future belongs to the young races. If there is a future to be had.
The real question is, will we abuse Prismere once we get the chance to use it?
At the heart of the She.
Because usually when mortal races get their hands on MacGuffins of
Perhaps you
evil
will
like
find
that,
wisdom as well.
it doesn't really work out. So just walk towards the Garden City and it'll let me in.
Only the path of your own choosing.
Or that. Cool, thanks for that.
Stand at the heart of the She. And if that path includes the Gardens of Issa, I shall allow it.
Well, I appreciate that, Niralim, because that will make my job a lot easier of getting in.
May your path be long and evergreen.
I will try to keep it that way. So basically now we have, if we go to the heart of the Sheet, which is right outside of the Garden City, and we meditate in this area here, it will allow us inside of the Garden City of Issa. And that's where the quests in Dalentarth come to an end. So basically now that that's done, I think we're just going to focus on finishing up at the House of Ballads. So that's what we'll work on now. We got to go back to King Wenson. Can I fast travel from here? So we might get like one more level between now and when we finish the House of Ballads quests, but we'll see. Either way, we'll go take care of this now before we head to Issa. And then we should be good. Actually, we've got quite a bit of time to continue along this quest line. We've got about an hour and a half left before the stream's over. So, and once we're done with this faction, I'm basically going to be steamrolling the main quest beyond this. I don't need your service, but thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm basically going to be steamrolling the main quest. The only other faction quests that we're going to do, and that will basically constitute the only other side quests we're going to do, are all the way over here in Melsenshir, and we need to go through not only the desert down here and all the way to Edessa, the Gnome City first, but also all the way through all the plains of Arethel up here and off to Rathir in order to even get a ship to take us to where the front is, the battlefront at Melsenshir. So once we get to Melsenshir, we can find the last faction quest that we're going to be doing, but excuse me, beyond that and what we're doing at the House of Ballads, I'm not really planning on doing many side quests. So the game may seem like it's going a little slow at this point, but probably by episode 10 we'll be in Rathir. So things go pretty quick after this. Wenson? Hallam? Oh.
You may search the Empire 10 times over, but you will not find your beloved Wenson, nor his foolish court of enchantments.
What makes you think he was beloved?
They, like you, are mine. Dream of me, lovely, for we shall be together soon. The time is coming.
Loath I am to ask it, but time for what? Okay, never mind.
What do you need?
Oh, hi, Galen. I guess nothing, because Wenson's not here. That's concerning. But I guess Hallam is here, because they're pointing me to him. Ah, there he is. Hallam, I think we have a little trouble.
You are well. The same cannot be said of the king, nor of the court of enchantments. In my absence, the maid has taken them all.
All of them?
Tenwa says that the greatest of ballads, the hero and the maid, was not recovered.
Yeah, she probably took it with her, the maid.
The others must be found. You have acted as our agent thus far, Sagril. Do you continue to stand by us? With all our heroes gone, you may very well be our last light in the darkness.
Well, when you butter me up like that, what more can I do than help you, you know? Tell me about the fake cairns. I've pretty much got an idea of what those are. So the hero and the maid is your greatest tale. We'll ask about that and then say what's... Well, we kind of already know what the hero and the maid is, but I'll ask about it anyway. We might get extra info.
In that ballad, King Wenson defeats the Maid of Windermere once and for all. He confesses his love to trick her into an embrace. It is close enough for him to strike.
With a dagger.
If the maid is truly altering our ballads towards more favorable outcomes for her and her minions, then she could rewrite her own demise. She could avoid it altogether.
Isn't rewrite a little bit of a weird word for you guys to use? Because you don't have a written language, right? Like, all of your language is through oration. Like, all of your stories are through oration. By the way, I should mention that because it isn't really well explained by the game itself. The reason why the cairns are so important is because when the Fae die and they reincarnate, their memories die with them. So in order to reestablish who they are, they listen to the cairns, which are phonograph orations of all of their former stories in order to reintegrate themselves into Fae society. I believe that's not explained anywhere except in, like, the lore book. I think there's a lore book for this game, but that's why the cairns are so important, because they don't have this stuff written down. If they lose the cairns, or if they're rewritten, any Fae that dies will hear the new hero and the maid, where the Maid of Windermere is the ultimate victor, and that's just how Fae history will be for the rest of time, until the cairns are altered by Prismeer again, and that's obviously a little concerning for the Fae. So, cairns, god damn it, I don't want to do Palace of the Dead right now. Well, thankfully we don't have anything nearly as random as that, but...
I knew I could count on you. In the face of uncertainty, your loyalty has proven steadfast.
I mean, it's what you guys need,
There's
so...
no use for us to combat the Maid of Windermere when we do not understand her new magic. There is only one man I know who might shed light on our ignorance.
Okay.
His name is Father Eter. He is a monk and an alchemist, and a trusted friend. Eter may have the answers we seek.
Why would an Almain priest know what the Maid of Windermere's weakness is? Where is this guy?
Father Eter watches over a small Almain mission in the southeast, St. Edric's.
Ah.
You will know it by the runes on the hill.
Yeah, so remember how he marked that on the map? Good reason to do so, because now we can just fast travel right there.
Find Eter.
Can do, Hallam. So yeah, next quest immediately triggers What Lies Beneath. I think this one's pretty quick, though. I think you just kind of go through St. Edric's mission and find this Eter guy, and that's it. And then they send you off to combat the maid. So I don't know if we'll get to her today. She'll probably be, like, the next thing we do on, like, first thing on Thursday, which is great because that means I'm going to be rusty as soon as it happens. But, you know, it'll make it a little more challenging. What's in the well? A fine steel cuirass. I mean, I guess that's technically speaking better. Less health and physical damage, but it's better on the defense, so I guess I can't complain too loudly. A hard chest. I have a Prismeer pick for this. And it gave us... Okay, actually, that's not bad. It gave us a crude oak staff, which is the tier 3 staff, and it's fire damage, which is exactly what I want, so we can stick that right there and put the chilled staff away. Improved armored lining. Yeah, that's not bad either. Cool. So yeah, there's our fancy oak staff. Awesome. I'll keep the azurite hammer out for now, though. I was going to say Mitharu's protection. Yep. As usual. What about this well? Anything in this well? I mean, it's not on the map, so obviously not, but, you know, worth a shot, I guess. Alright, let's go see if we can find Father Ater here. But yeah, there's that, what we just saw on the tips, the tooltips map there, or the tooltips in the loading screen there, where it talks about bleeding, increasing the physical damage you do to enemies. Try playing the whole game without knowing that, because I never got that tooltip, and I never looked it up the first time I played this, so I didn't know how good bleed was. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, I guess it made things more interesting. Alright, anyway. Father Ater doesn't seem to be here at the moment. Maybe he's upstairs, or maybe he's downstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs first. I can loot this armoire without anybody being any the wiser, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not. There's a chest in here. Desk key. You know, I'll take a desk key. Sure. Thursday. Okay. I don't know what that's all about, but sure, why not? This place is too eerily quiet, though. It's starting to give me the creeps. On drink. You know, thank you. I'm good. I'm gonna walk upstairs and he's be like, "What the hell are you doing in my house? Why are you taking all my stuff?" Oh. Never mind, he's not gonna do any of those things because he's dead. Speak to the monks. I will do that after I loot another desk key. Did he have multiple desk keys? Amulet of Preservation. Well, I'll sell for a little bit. Which desk is this desk key for? Tuesday. I'm stepping all over his body here, and that's probably not good for him or for me. Gem of Anti-Venom. Poison resistance. Yeah, I won't need that, so I'll just stick that in junk. Is it on a key? It's on my key ring, right? This Tarnished Soul's key does not look like it's meant for a chest or a door. It has the name Ater carved on its side. Did you just take all of someone's clothes? Never mind, they can't use the clothes. Yeah, and I didn't take them. I didn't bother grabbing any of those clothes because they're basically junk. They sell for almost nothing. I guess they'd be an interesting way to challenge yourself, though, because you could, like... Ah, there we go. So this is what it's for, his desk here. Saturday, and a storage case. Wonder what that's all about. Well, we have a storage case now, whatever that's for. Maybe if I read his journal entries, I'd know what it's for. But yeah, so if you want to challenge yourself and like play the game with just that on as armor, I mean, it only gives like 10 armor, so that might be interesting. I'll read this one just to see. Saturday. A strange maiden arrived today from beyond the Sheed. She had come about the crystal. I knew at once who she was, despite who she claimed to be. Hallam has filled my head with enough fey tales for me to recognize the Maid of Windermere. If only I could have frozen the faces of my young charges as they watched this enchanted creature walk among them. Poor fools, they did not comprehend the danger they face. The maid is no mere woman, but a powerful magician who could kill any one of us with the flick of her smallest finger. And she did, apparently. I lied to her about the crystal. I had no choice. She must believe that I'm either too smart to surrender the crystal or too stupid to have discovered it in the first place. But make no mistake, she will return, and when she does, there must be no trace of what has transpired here. I must dispose of this cursed thing as soon as possible. But where shall I do it? I beg you, Mitharu, please gift me with the guidance to protect my sons and do the right thing. Well, he didn't tell us where it is. Let's go talk to the monks first. Maybe they'll know. But the reason why we need that storage case is to keep this cursed object that he is talking about. So, once we find it, anyway. Brother, you might want to know
You're here to meet with Father Eter, yes? The father's always
about
host to interesting
Father
individuals
Eter.
such as yourself. His quarters
He's,
are on the second floor of the mission bunkhouse. Most of his days are spent inside working on his research. I don't understand a word of it.
So, how long ago did he die? Because you guys are none the wiser about it.
No, I knew that they were arguing, but I never imagined that it would lead to murder.
Who was arguing?
Enough to make a man question his faith.
Well, don't do that. Isn't that really important to you guys? Who was arguing?
Father Eter and his apprentice, Brother Wolf. They were inseparable, like a true father and son. It was a shared love of alchemy that brought them together.
And he just would have killed them?
Preparing the village well, they've been acting tense, even hostile. Just this morning I saw Eter fetching water. But now he's gone.
So he hasn't been gone very
Father
long
save
then.
us all. You're free to search the bunkhouse. Please, if you can shed any light on this tragedy, we'll do all we can to assist you.
Okay, fair enough.
Bless you, child.
Search Eter's study. I already did, so now we know about the well. I don't know if this is going to make things glitch out because it's pointing me in this direction. Okay, it's not because it just loaded the quest in, so... I guess we are going into the mission well. Apparently this well is not just the... well, it wasn't a treasure chest. There's a well that was a treasure chest here, and now there's a well that's a dungeon. I feel like we're going a few levels of meta deeper here. Okay, kobolds, traps, a tripwire. Might be able to salvage that for some decent components. Scholar's buckler, no thank you. Potent hood, no thank you. I'll take the gold though. We're gonna need to go to a shop pretty soon though, probably after this mission. Get rid of our junk again because we've acquired quite a bit of it in the interim. Find the missing crystals. Okay. Ow. Eh. Okay. I didn't mean it! Or just, you know, catch me in the pixel before my attack hits. Yeah, those guys hit pretty hard. I mean, it makes sense because they're leveled to where I'm leveled at right at this point, but, you know. Actually, I might want to keep some of that studded leather armor because I can use it to make more studded leather armor in a little bit when we start actually blacksmithing, but I might also be able to just buy that stuff, so. Booming Greatsword, lightning damage and stun duration, longbow of starvation, mana steel on it, improved flamed handle. I guess if you're going to use a fire scepter, that's not bad either. Crackling chakrams, apprentice's staff. I'm just going to junk those immediately because they're not... Like, I'm not using chakrams, and that's a lightning staff anyway, so... And we're going to have to buy some health regen potions again because I've actually used a few of them. Interesting. Alright, let's save while we're here. A well, it's a dungeon. Ocarina of Time. It was either that or Majora's Mask that had a well dungeon. I forget, honestly. I haven't played either one, but I've watched a little bit of footage from one of them, and I don't remember which one. But I could see that being a Zelda thing, honestly. It sounds like a Zelda thing, anyway. Bond, be careful of laser tripwires. Okay, that's the spear, not the tripwire. I was gonna say, I should be able to see it. What do you got? Okay, simple bindings. Nothing particularly good. But, you know. Ooh. And that's what the tripwire would have been for. An arrow launcher trap with novice strings in it. Alright. No, I don't want the cripple spore. Oh, okay, it's down here. Well, okay, that's a bear trap. Jesus Christ, man. You got a hell of an aim with that thing. Why am I going towards the bear trap? Okay, there we go. You guys can trip it. That works. Guess I'm not getting the components out of it, though, but, you know. Well, if I'm just getting these massive chunks of fate for killing these monsters with the same exact attacks over and over again. Oh, I can loot it now. Cool. And it's armed again, so maybe I should stay the hell out of its way. Another laser tripwire. Novice strings and weak rivets. You know, I was kind of hoping that salvaging these traps would get me something more than just these low-end, like, items, you know? But I guess not. Oh well. Ow. Get rid of the two of you first. Wow. Again, hell of a lot of aim with that bomb, man. You considered, like, doing shot put or something? Jesus. Is that even a thing in this universe? Probably not, but... Either way, our health regen is looking good. I don't think this is gonna... Yeah. This one isn't either, so it's over here. Got it. All that for one Scarwood bark. Oh boy. Are you trying to run away from me? Where do you think you're going? Okay, sure. I guess just, you know, attack in the midst of me trying to... Maybe I should summon the Fair Gorda to get rid of some of these guys, because it would probably work a little better. Anyway, this is a Prismere crystal, so I'm going to stick that in the storage case real quick, because I don't think it would be a good idea to leave that anywhere. Alright, now how much you want to bet this is going to careen me directly into one of these bear traps? Okay. I'm God, never mind. It did careen me into one of the bear traps, but I didn't trigger it, so... I guess I'll use one of these. There we go. Summon my friend. Go get him, buddy. Alright, we're all set. Nice work. Yeah, I need to summon this guy more often because, like, we're not going to be using him for that long, so I might as well let him get his time in the spotlight for a little while, right? He's worth a bit of mana to summon, but at the same time, it's like, that's okay. Okay, definitely not there. Maybe down here? No, okay. It's up here somewhere. There we go. Pillager's gloves. Those are like old, though. An old material that I can just tell by looking at it. Alright, buddy, don't set the bear trap off while you're at it. I don't think I need you to losing your health. Yeah, I was really hoping, like, that these would give halfway decent components. But they don't, which is unfortunate, so... Yeah, I guess they're worth a little money, but, like... What do I need a little money for, you know? I've got a lot of money already, and I haven't even been trying to get a lot of money. So... wonder if he's gonna teleport. Probably, because he can't swim, unfortunately, my friend. Actually, he'll probably just go away before I get to the other side, because he only lasts 120 seconds, so... I'll have to summon him again when I get across. But that's okay. This place goes on for a while, though, considering it was in the underside of a well. You guys sure you should be drinking this water? Like, how often have the... sorry, this is gross sounding, but how often have these kobolds pissed in this water and you're just taking it up from the well? You're gonna end up getting dysentery or something. Christ, man. Where do you think you're going? What the hell was that interaction with Harpoon there? I thought he was going to attack me in the one frame there, because it swung me around. Yeah, this say, just hit your friend too while you're at it. Use it again, because why not? Run up on him. Bit. And that's 2. And it looks like he's ready for a fight now, so... I'll just wait. There we go. Now, you want to fight? I'll give you a fight. Okay. I thought he was going to go far enough away there where I would have needed to... whatchamacallit? Harpoon him. But I did not. Surging longbow, greater precision... Extra chance at critical strikes, those could be good, but it's fine. Alright, we're at 72 out of 80. I'm going to have to start thinking about that pretty soon because it looks like the crystals are going to take up at least 2 more slots. So, because they don't actually go into the storage case, they're also other slots in your inventory, so. Excuse me. Sam, you didn't play either, even after Ocarina of Time came out in the 3DS. Just not a huge Zelda fan, unfortunately. What are Shadow Prisms even for since you don't want them? I believe they can be used to create a distraction so that you can get away from enemies or stealth them easier, if I remember correctly. I'll double check their item description the next time we see one, just to make sure that's the case. But I'm pretty sure that's what you use them for. That's why I'm not really a big fan of them, because I don't really find them particularly useful, because I don't find stealth itself, like outside of combat, to be particularly useful either. Because you can, at this point, if you're bumping into finesse, you can just, you know, stealth normally. So, Azurite Kite Shield. Is it worth the extra armor and damage for the melee ranged and magic block efficacy? I mean, if I'm parrying, I guess the melee range and magic block efficacy doesn't matter, right? So, I'll equip it. Azurite Shield. We actually don't have any Azurite body armor yet. We've got an Azurite Shield and an Azurite Hammer, but no Azurite body armor of any kind. So that we will solve soon enough. Oh, there's a whole bunch of kobolds over here with one of the crystals. That's cool. Maybe I'll use Fate Mode on them. Maybe I should save Fate Mode for the final block of them. Just so that way I have it, because there's probably a mini boss at least in there with them. I deny, man. Alright, see how many of them I can catch with this. Okay, not bad. But yeah, Mage's Vortex in combination with, oh god. In combination with that there Mark of Flame can be pretty useful, all things considered. So can the Fair Gorda, because he's already soaking up the aggro for me, evidently. I guess I should be glad these crystals aren't, like, corrupting me or exploding upon me actually, like, you know, coming into contact with them, because that would be a little problematic. I feel like we should come up with a name for our Fair Gorda friend, though. Oh, really? Right at the end? Because, like... Okay, here's another one. Let's take a look. On use, creates a timed explosion that can attract the attention of surrounding enemies. So yeah, basically you plant this somewhere and then you move away from it. It blows up and then the enemies all go and investigate it, and then you can sneak up on them and kill them. So that's what it's used for. I'm not particularly a big fan of it. Like, I feel like if you were bothering to stealth kill everything in this game, I feel like the game would move really, really slowly. And I don't know, I just don't know if I have the patience for that, to be honest. I think I'd rather just move quickly. Whack my way through everything. If I want to do stealth, again, I'll just invest in Smoke Bomb and get stealth on demand, so. Not a big deal. It looks like the last crystal is just kind of hanging out here on its own. So that's cool. Also, another thing, so the kobolds probably were pissing in this water when they were drawing it from the well, but let's not even think about that at this point. Let's think about what those Prismeer crystals were probably doing to the missionaries at the mission there. Like, Prismeer corrupts everything it touches, so if you stick that in your body, like trace amounts of it... Brother Wolf?
Oh, stay back. I don't know who you are or how you found me, but you will not have the crystals. They are mine. Don't make me kill another.
What's going on with your face, man? You killed Father Ater. Why would you do that?
I had no choice. He was trying to destroy the crystals. He didn't understand that we'd been chosen, that the crystals wanted us to possess them. The strange woman was right.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here.
That's why she wanted them, but we told her nothing.
Because that's the same glow as that imprisonment spell that was on Tenhua at the library.
But they sang to me, told me to kill him and rescue them. Their voices.
Oh lordy, he thinks he's a Final Fantasy protag. Yeah, something like that. What strange woman? Where's the last crystal? How'd they sing to you? Fight the power. You will pay for your crimes. So basically, this is the dispelling option right here. If you have a high enough dispelling, the enchantment that the maid put on him, you can just get rid of. And I think this is one of the only cases where they use a skill other than persuasion in a speech check in this game, surprisingly enough. Like, I don't remember any other quest lines in the game where you actually have to use, like, anything other than persuasion in a situation like this where you can just skip through a potential fight, which this fight would be over in 2 seconds if I fought him, to be fair. He's not very strong, but... So the strange woman was probably the Maid of Windermere.
She was a fae, quite beautiful. Called herself the Maid of Windermere.
Yeah.
Father Ater was suspicious of her kindness and threw the crystals down the well.
As he
It was
should.
his idea to lie when the maid asked him about the crystal's properties, its strength, endless questions. But he told her nothing.
He had good fortitude then, man. So, you said the crystals sing to you.
The crystals give off a glorious music. Can you not hear? It speaks to me. I've spent hours playing my whistle and watching the crystals shimmer with joy.
You spent all that time with the crystals and they didn't even give you any job classes?
Within the crystals responded to the tones and rhythms of song, almost as if they were a living thing.
Boy, I wish they would have actually done anything with that over the rest of the game. They talk about the properties of Prismeer in some of these side quests, especially the Fae-related side quests, because Prismeer is directly a threat to their existence. And they talk about stuff like that, where it's like, oh, there's interesting potential backstory and lore to Prismeer. It responds to the tones and rhythms of song, similar to the songs that the Fae play in the Lore Stones. They don't do anything with it. As far as I'm aware, anyway, that's just kind of background knowledge. I kind of wish that was important for doing something later in the plot, but... So where's this last crystal?
I haven't found it yet. I was searching the well tunnels when I was attacked by kobolds. Nasty things. Father Ater did something to the crystal. Hid it by way of magic. Priest using magic. Unforgivable.
Yeah, unforgivable, he says, knowing that the only healing spell in the entire game is in the sorcery tree. Anyway, enough of this cursed bullshit. I'm going to break it with my dispelling now.
Oh, Father Ater, what have I done? I never meant anyone harm, especially not the Father. Please, you must help me destroy the crystals, stop the corruption. My whistle may help you find them. I use it to speak to the crystals, sing to them. I am not a bad man, just a weak one. I will pay for this sin for the rest of my life, however long I wish that to be.
Well, don't take the easy way out on this, man. Live and atone for it. You know, after you sit on the ground and moan in pain. Use the whistle. I should probably do that, actually, while I'm up on dry land. So let's do that. Whistle. Nice tone. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Like, outside of this series. Okay, so the crystal's over here, but it's protected by magic, so it will disappear after a couple of seconds. I mean, you could probably guess where it is, because it's the only piece of dry land left in this entire damn well, but, you know. I guess you can't see it otherwise. Ooh, Chauces of Courage. What do these do? 5% melee block efficacy, plus 10% damage with longswords and greatswords, 15 armor, and 5% physical resistance. Now, see, if I was using longswords still, these would be fantastic, but they're still fantastic because they're purple and higher on the armor rating. So that's not bad. The seat of the War Lover's battle spirit is not in the head or in the chest, but in the gut. I mean, to be fair, if your gut is healthy, the rest of you is healthy. Wait, so you dispel it and just say your curse is broken, like it's a fucking Jedi mind trick. Yes. Yep. All you gotta do is say, the seal has been broken, and you can proceed through the tower too. Or, I mean, break his curse too. Now, here's the real question, though. Plus 20 mana on my other ones. Do I want to equip these now and, like, break up the fit? Because currently my armor is very, like, put together. There's nothing that looks out of the ordinary in it. And these will sell for a lot of money. So do I want to break up the thing when I'm going to be putting away the might armor pretty soon anyway? Nah, not really. For 14 more armor? Not really. You know, I can sprint while swimming, and that'll let me swim a little faster. I might as well. Alright, but anyway, so the crystal will be over there. Ooh, a prismatic lockpick. Nice. I used a couple of those, so I might as well. So it should be right on here somewhere. Probably on this body. Nope, revitalizing necklace, though. Oh, baby! More health regen! How do we keep finding these? That's nuts, man. But now we have plus 1.5 health regen per second. It keeps going up! Damn, big chunk of crystal. Looks a little different from what it looks like in the inventory, but anyway, we got all the crystals, so now we can head back to Hallam and see what he wants us to do now that we've done that. Let's also see where we end up, because we're probably going to end up someplace pretty random after all this. Oh, wait, hang on. This looks familiar? No, it doesn't. Never mind. We're in Lorcareign. We have never been to Lorcareign before, but this is the final area, besides this section up here, which we'll get to in a minute, of this is the final region of Dalentarth that we haven't been to yet. And that means that all the enemies around here are level locked to level 14. And also means that we should discover someplace around here and then fast travel and get rid of all of our crap pretty quickly. Because we're actually going to clear this place out. I'm going to look around and kill all the enemies here. Not because I actually need to do that for any particular reason, but because of the fact that, as far as I'm aware, there are no quests in Lorcareign. Like, at all. So, since there's no quests, we'll just clear the place out, I guess. Why not? Coilsbane Ruins, Brigand Hall Caverns. That's the Sheed. Or is there someplace close enough to where I can just kind of get back? I guess I could go to St. Edric's Mission and just run up here. Or I could go to Dighton Hill, sell stuff, and then just come into Lorcareign this way. You know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll go back to the House of Ballads first. Then I'll go to Dighton Hill, and I'll see if there's any other... Well, you know, maybe I'll actually just go back to Canarok, because Canarok will let me get my health regen potions that I need. And, so here, we'll go to Canarok first, since that's where we're going anyway. We'll buy up the healing potions that I need. We'll sell our junk. And then we'll go to the House of Ballads, turn that in. And then as a part of our training retinue, before we go and fight the Maid of Windermere, because I'm pretty sure the next couple of quests will take you to her, now that we've got the crystals that she wants, because obviously she needs those and we're not going to give them to her, we can train in Lorcareign, clear it out of all the enemies, and then we can head off to the Maid. Excuse me. And there's a particular reason why I'd like to train in Lorcareign anyway, because there's an enemy group in here that we'll see later on in the game, but they're nowhere else to be found in Dalentarth, so it's worth it, I think, to check in and try to defeat them while you're here. Just because it gives you a little bit of extra,
what's needed?
a little bit of extra experience with them. Billis, I'm sure there's plenty for you to do, but I also need you to repair all of my crap, so here you go. Thank you.
I'm the man to get this village rebuilt. Stay alert.
What is it?
Alright, so Loretta,
My assistant has returned. What do you need of me?
I need of you to give me some of your infinite wealth. Infinite wealth. And in exchange, I'll buy a few potions from you. Yeah, that's pretty good in terms of wealth. I don't know which ones of these I need or how much, so I guess I'll go check first before we go from there. Alright, so we're keeping Merciless. This is the old staff, right? Yeah, okay, we don't need that anymore, so we can sell that and this. And we'll hold on to Merciless just in case I decide to use it in a little bit. In case it isn't clear, I'm probably going to be investing in a finesse build pretty soon with bow use, just because it's something different that I haven't played yet. But we'll talk about that once we get through Issa, because I don't want to change that until our dedicated build to kill the Maid of Windermere. She's the final boss, in case it wasn't clear at this point, of the House of Ballads quests. Our build is kind of specialized into killing her, so we'll see if we can use that to our advantage. Or not. We'll see. Let's see. These are all of the old ones, right? Yeah, okay. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. And then the rest of this stuff. Well, I won't need that, so I guess I'll just sell that. Won't need any of that either. Or these. And I need 5 minor health regen potions. Okay. So let's go get those first before I forget. Dirge's dancing shoes are still more at this point than any of the money that I have. Those are worth quite a bit. Alright, that's not how much they sold for, by the way. That's how much she will let me buy them back for at this point, because she realizes that that's too good to get rid of, basically. Alright, what else have we got here? I'll keep the tanned hide. That might be useful for something. I don't think this will be, but I'll keep it anyway, just in case. So yeah, tanned hide acts as lining, and then those other ones act as trim. We can sell these, though. Rough scales, those act as trim. I won't need those. I'll get some other ones later. I mean, I guess those sell for a decent amount, but not a great amount. Actually, I think I'd rather the magnifying fulcrum, so I can sell the storage case? I thought it was used for the crystals. Okay, well, I guess I'll sell the storage case then. Hopefully I don't need that for something.
Good day.
Okay, well, that frees up our inventory a little bit. So now let's head off to the House of Ballads, if I can get there without it. There we go. Zooming deeply into Hallam the White's quest marker. And hopefully selling that storage case wasn't a big mistake, because I'll have to buy it back for all 0 gold that I sold it for in about 3 seconds if the crystals don't leave my inventory now. I don't see why they wouldn't, but you never know with some of these Western RPGs. There's lots and lots of bugs, okay, in them.
To expose my plans, you will regret ever joining the House of Ballads.
Will I now? So, you're the maid, so we know that part already. What are these crystals exactly? Why do you need them?
You will have to try better than that, beloved. I keep secrets for a reason.
Well, to be fair,
crystals,
I know what they are.
Boy would not cooperate. But I always find a way to get what I desire. Don't we all?
You should have a chat with the persuasion lady inside of the door to your right there. She would agree with you on that. Where's King Wenson?
Wenson is with me, and he will stay with me until I deem it fit to return him.
You know,
The House of
in
Ballads
pieces.
wishes to have its king. It must send its greatest warrior.
Why?
Since I have all of them, that leaves you. Come, I wish to collect you as well.
What do I look like, a Pokemon? This isn't Mystery Dungeon. You can't just throw a ball at me and expect me to serve you for the rest of my days?
This is not just about the court anymore. You have roused the maid's interest, and it is clear she wishes to add you to her collection.
Why does
We
she
must
collect
do as she
people?
commands, but we will be prudent in how we proceed. This ballad, The Champion, is one to be undertaken with great caution.
So the champion is the one that happens before the hero and the maid,
Ready
then.
to make the preparations and depart. Now is the time.
Are you sure you guys are ready for this? Because if I complete the hero and the maid as Sir Sagril, won't that make me king? Like, King Wenson won't be the king anymore because I'll have killed the maid. So unless he's the one that still kills her at the end of this, like I provide a distraction or something. I don't know. Whatever. What does she want, exactly?
She covets King Wenson and always has, by taking the whole court of enchantments. She is sending a strong message. Revenge is now what she desires most.
So is she nuts or just kind of freaky?
There is more.
Little A, little B.
The maid is a curious sort. One whose interest is easily aroused.
Uh-huh.
Her presence has altered the telling, and she wishes to learn why.
Yeah, so do I, but that doesn't mean I'm getting any answers. What is The Champions? That's your next ballad, right?
It is a tragic ballad of a knight who entered the maid's kingdom only to fall prey to her enchantments. His name was Sir Elswin, and he had the best of intentions.
Uh-huh.
Elswin gloriously overcame Windermere's defenses, but it was on the edge of the Weeping Gorge that the maid came to him and clouded his thoughts.
So is Elswin here,
He
or...
stands forever as the maid's lone champion,
Oh.
defender at the gates. All who wish to enter the kingdom of Windermere must go through him.
Sounds like that's my next move, then. I guess I'm ready.
Then it is time. You are the last knight of the House of Ballads. You represent all that we've been through, all that we are, in this telling and all those to come.
Well, I'll try not to disappoint you,
There is little
then.
you can do to prepare for the journey ahead. But take another resurrection potion like the one you used to save Ferrara. You may need it.
To be fair, she took Ferrara
This is
with
all I
her,
can offer
so...
you.
Most likely he'll need that again.
Is yours to tell.
Like, she took Wenson, she took all of Wenson's court, she took Ferrara, she took Aramir, and she took Kreth. As well as basically any other named NPC that isn't a shopkeeper or Hallam here. So, yeah, she's well prepared, I guess. So how do I get to this Windermere place?
One can always find what is sought if the desire is strong enough. Venture northeast of the House of Ballads, and you will find your way.
Yeah, so that path that I didn't take previously that goes up to the northeast there.
Our last hope, Sagar.
Like I said, I'll try not to disappoint you. That quest that leads the northeast of the house here will lead us off into this section of the map, which is Windermere. It's not marked, probably because this is a Feylands map made by Fey, so they're not going to mark the place of their greatest enemy, because why would anyone want to go there? Although the fact that it's not marked almost makes me more curious, but whatever, not the point. The point is, we go up there to get to the maid. So instead of that, let me just look at what... Okay, I can't see what Didenhill looks like from here, just to kind of see what the map looks like to get to Lorca Rain. I'll go to Vorm Lodge, actually. We'll go to Vorm Lodge and we'll head north, and we'll just kind of corral all the enemies in Lorca Rain. It'll also let me test something that I'm not sure if you can do at this point, but I'm going to try to do it. I've never tried to leave Dalentarth early to go to the next section of the map. I'm not even sure if it's possible, but I'm going to give it a try, I guess, because we're heading to Lorca Rain anyway, and if you look next to Lorca Rain is the Wolds. The Wolds is the first area of the plains of Arethel, which is either the second or third area you can go to out of 5 in the game. We'll talk about why it's either 2 or 3 later, when we actually get to the point where we need to do that, but that'll be later this week, so I'm not worried about that for now. For now, the only thing I'm worried about is heading up here and seeing what we face on the way to Lorcareign. And then what we face in Lorcareign. Seeing if we can find any groups like those 3 Etten from the from Delic, right at the beginning of Delic, because those 3 Etten gave quite a bit of experience when I used the their fate mode on them. Alright, what do we got in here? Who dares stand in my way? Oh, spiders. Alright then. Spiders with lots of HP, evidently. Nope. Okay, that'll work. Athene's Wisdom. Crude Oak Buckler. I almost feel like I should keep some of this stuff, but it's fine. That's a steel kite shield. So that's not going to do me a whole lot of good. And you had nothing. Alright then. I'm always afraid I'm going to turn one of these corners in between, like, the different parts of Dalentarth. I'm going to see those enemies. I mentioned them last time on the way between Haxi and Glendara, I think. Yeah, in this path here. But we didn't see them, and we didn't see them this time either. So we might not see them until we actually go to Windermere, in which case we'll see them all right. How many times has the game told you how to go into Reckoning mode? More than I can count on my hands, at least. Might be more than I can count on my hands and feet by now. I don't know. Again, shot put much. I'm gonna watch in the background and see if he's throwing that again. But yeah, it has a tendency to remind you every so often because it really wants you to just burn Reckoning mode as soon as you get it. Like you need to burn it or something. Like it's like, guys, it's not that necessary. It's okay. Reinforcing medallion. Oh, baby! Not more health regen, but mana regen too. The train just keeps on a-rolling today. I am becoming Wolverine, slowly but surely. I have gained a healing factor, and I am not willing to give it away. Oh, this is nuts. Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning Challenge. Never use Reckoning mode outside the tutorial. You can play the game that way. Actually, I think... God, this is such an old reference. I'm dating myself. Epic Name Bro. Remember Epic Name Bro way back in the day? He actually did a challenge run of this game where he never used Reckoning mode outside the tutorial. So, actually, because the only time you actually use Reckoning mode if you never press L1 and R1 to actually activate it is when you're killing major bosses, like the troll at the very beginning of the game, or the one that was trying to kill Agarth. So like it'll give you a fate mode finisher, but you didn't actually activate Reckoning mode. It's just a finisher. So, and really you don't need it. If I'm honest, like the game isn't hard enough to where you actually need Reckoning mode for any reason. But I don't know. It gives more experience. And again, my primary concern is making sure I get enough experience to actually get to level 21 before we go to the Plains of Arethel and lock all the levels there. So that way we can hunt animals at the proper level, you know. So, okay, well, I see another purple thing there. Plus 25 mana and plus 1.5 mana regen per second. Oh, that's tempting over the Uniting Signet now that we have the necklace that gives us health and mana regen. Because then we'd have plus 2.5 mana regen per second, and that's absurd. We'd only have plus 1 health regen, but I was just working with that a few minutes ago anyway, so... Yeah, I'm going to equip it over the Uniting Signet, actually. I don't count on getting any of these purples or yellow items, though, because they're just random. Like, you can't find them reliably. Sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. So, this whistle's going to be in my inventory for the rest of the game now. I might use it later in the Maid of Windermere's questline, but... Alright, then. Alright, so the bears are sleeping, but they're also sleeping next to a chest. Here's the real question. Can I stealth past them in full plate armor and grab the chest without them knowing? Easy, bear. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you as long as you don't look directly at me. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Okay, well, I was going to blow you up, but there you go. Okay. But yeah, see how I committed there? So I couldn't block and stop my own attack. Oh look, a Jotun has decided to join the fight. So these guys are interesting. They're big and burly, and they like to throw magic at you if they have Froster and stuff. They also like to belly bump you. So that's cool, I guess. So. They also have a lot of HP, evidently. You can just about get 2 hits off on them before you have to block again, so. And you can chain together blocking them, so. Not too hard. It takes a little bit more practice and timing than I probably made it look like it did there. I probably made it look a little easier than it actually is to block them, but they're not too bad. It takes a little practice, but I mean, I guess they're interesting. Gives you something to do while you're out here. And again, you don't have to come to Lorkarain for any reason unless you're doing the Warsworn questline. The Warsworn questline takes you out here, but other than that, there's no reason to. So, oh, that's mana regen. Nice. That could be useful. There's also a few areas to go to, like Brunawath, and then this Thorvald guy. What the hell is he supposed to train me in? Because that's a training marker, if I remember correctly. I don't know what he does, but sure. Excuse me. We need a counter for how many times the game wants you to unmake enemies with Reckoning mode. I might actually use it up here, because there's a whole bunch of Jotun up here. There's 2 Rune Wielders and 1 Rune Lord, and all of them have, like, frost magic and shit, so it would probably be worth it to burn there, and then we can use the rest of Lorkarain to build it back up, you know, before we go to Windermere. Although, to be fair, when we go to Windermere, I'm going to be trying to avoid a decent number of the actual fights by using Dispelling, just to, again, make things more interesting when we fight the Maid, so. I do want to get to level 21, but that doesn't mean that I want to make the fights on the way to level 21 easier, just because I want to get there faster. So, make things interesting, right? Why not? Kite Shield of Preservation. 12% bleeding resistance, and it has 7 billion utility sockets in it. Alright, cool. I'll go grab this lore stone. Probably could have done this after I went over there. It's okay, though. Oh, it's one of the Stones of Summer.
Was ruled by Issa. The god king fostered communion, a sharing. The mortals heeded his wisdom. The Fae followed his spirit. He linked the natural with the divine and became a nature unto himself. He knew the lives of elf, human, gnome, and all people. He showed the Fae these words and ways. He united the Oath clans. As the meadow grows into woodland, so did Issa grow the court of summer.
Sounds like this Issa guy's pretty important. Oh, look, there's another one. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if that's such a good idea, actually. I think eventually they stop running towards you, but I think it takes a little bit to do, so... no, I want you to... I want you to actually execute it when I'm holding the button down. Please. Thank you. I'll have to jack and shit to stun them. Alright, well. Oh god. I am very slow. Okay. I wanted to weaken them a little bit first before I went into Reckoning mode, but I don't know if I'm going to get the chance now, because they are still smushing me, so... Alright, we'll just go for Reckoning mode then, because that gives me higher stagger. High enough to actually smoosh these guys. Oh god. Okay, you know, that's fine, actually. Because I can get you. very quickly. And I should be able to, yep, finish you off before my fate meter runs out, so... Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ow! I didn't use an experience booster. Oh well. Gave this man a lobotomy with my hammer, though, so... That's... nuts. They didn't even drop nothing. A bunch of cheapskates. All that hard work. Oh, look, there's more Jotun over there. Man, there's a whole bunch of them. Chieftain, some warriors, wolves, Jeddah Kerning, whoever that's supposed to be. Ah, let's go build the meter back up while we're at it. Why not? Fight a few more Jotun. Oh god. I did not stagger him at all. I can't believe I blocked that. Okay. I was gonna say, by the time I actually manage to get back to this guy, I'm not gonna be able to hit him anymore because the stagger is gonna have run out. Oh, ow. Alright, health regen it is. Oh good, I got him. I guess you don't really have to run very far to dodge that, do you? Okay. I almost dodged that and got absolutely trashed instead of blocking it properly. So that was too early, but I still only barely got punished for it, that last one. That's fine, I guess. Did Chieftain drop anything? No! Again, what a bunch of cheapskates. Okay. Maybe I should have been paying attention to the other wolves. Oh, okay. Wow, dodge my mage's vortex. Into his demise because he ended up directly behind me against a wall. Did I discover? No, I didn't. Okay. I was gonna say, because there's a spot there, and I'm not sure if I actually managed to discover it and put it on my map, so I'm gonna go do that now. While we're here. Might as well. Again, I feel like I should keep some of those so that I can get the proper stuff for them. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so this is where the river that we went to get Dirge's dancing shoes, that's where it connects to. Now the question is, do I want to go fight anything else around here? Because I think we fought most of the Jotun. Okay, I guess I can go back up here and discover Brunuath. Maybe we'll go just see who this Thorvald guy is. Like, I'll go up this way, and then kind of around this way to get to Brunuath, and then we'll come back down across the river to see who this Thorvald guy is. And then once we're done with that, we'll head on out of here. And we'll head towards Windermere so we can take care of the entirety of Windermere next time. Probably get done with basically all of it next time, as far as I'm aware. Like, I don't think it's that terribly long. So, yeah, I guess I didn't discover this location after bothering to run all the way here. So what is this place, anyway? Own's Stand. That gives me almost no information about what this place is, because I don't know who the hell Own is. Oh well. The game just doesn't want to give you loot. That's hilarious. Yeah, I've already got... Where the hell did you guys come from? Okay. Oh my god. Well, now I'm going to get comboed because I'm staggered and also really, really cold. I wasn't expecting these guys to be here. I was not even looking at the screen. I was like, yeah, it's fine. We're fine. We are not fine, evidently. Ouch. Oh, I thought I did that properly. I did not, so... There's also 2 chieftains, which I didn't know was possible. But I guess we've got, oh god. We've got some of them taken care of anyway. Because, me Bones Man over there has, some words for the other chieftain. Okay, that's one. He's getting his ass kicked over there, but that's fine. That's his job, after all. To get his ass kicked, so I don't get mine kicked. See? Teamwork makes the dream work. Thanks, buddy. Don't need those. Restoring band. Yeah, sorry, I've already got a better one. So we can put that bad boy away. It's just the Shadow Prism. Is this the other chieftain, or... no, that's a Rune Wielder. Alright then. And some money. I guess that's fine. My friend died, but at the very least, you know, his sacrifice won't be in vain. Oh, I missed this. Longbow of Dawn. I guess the shards, honestly, are better than anything else in that case. Alright, so new plan, actually. We'll head back this way. We'll see what this Thorvald guy is. We'll go to Brunowath. We'll go up this way. Beat the giant rats, and then kind of come back up this way. I think if we go all the way this way, we'll end up at Brigand Hall Caverns, and that's, like, the end of that path. So, like, the path that is down here, I think that actually goes, like, downhill, and then I don't think you can get back up to this path here that connects back into Glendara without wandering across the bridge, so... So I think we'll just, you know, take the lower path. We took the upper path, now we'll take the lower path. And actually, this leads me to the Wolds if I go down this main path, so... Again, that'll give me an opportunity to see if you can actually leave Dalentarth early. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know why you'd want to, because, I mean, there's no quests for you out there, and the only thing you're doing by leaving early is cutting yourself off from better loot, because you're level locking the areas to be too low of an area to give you decent loot, but... I mean, for science, I'll check. I don't mind checking for science. I also don't mind wandering just through the wilds here. It's pretty relaxing when you aren't being attacked by venomous spiders. As you can see. I was trying to hit the one there, but I guess I could just do this. He'll die to that, that's fine. A little bit of extra damage. Got the Venom Spitter, that's good. I managed to get out of the way of this one. I didn't block that in time. Love how my health regen was just about offsetting the poison damage there, even though my health regen is only like 1 per second at this point. Health regen in this game, in case it wasn't clear from what we've got going on so far, is a pretty good investment. You can just about make yourself immortal if you bump the health regen up enough. Oh, I was like, what the hell is that? It's an elk. And then another one. Alright. Random guy off in a camp in the middle of nowhere. What do you train?
Are you hiding from trouble too?
I'm hiding from my destiny. Lockpicking training. Okay, cool. Nice, man. Is this your chest? I'm gonna pretend it's his chest. I don't know what's in it, but he didn't trouble me with anything, so I'm not gonna trouble him with anything, you know? Live and let live. Didn't you guys hear me? I said live and let live. What have I ever done to you? Oh, there's the enemy that I was talking about. An ancient Leonash. These guys are tricky. They spit poison. Although I think they stagger pretty easily, so maybe that's nice at least. Oh, you're vulnerable to bleed. That's interesting. Okay, maybe they're not as hard as I remember them being. I think, you know, actually, I think the reason why they're difficult before is less that they're actually difficult and more that they're just annoying. Because they have a tendency to do what sprites do, which is back off just enough to get out of the way of your melee attacks. And then, obviously at that point, you can't hit them and they'll spit at you and do all that other stuff. Executioner's Hammer. Same as my hammer, but 8% damage versus humanoids. I think that works on Fae. But it's probably worth a decent amount, so I'll just stick it in junk. It's fine. Alright, so this is the way that leads out to the wolves. I'll go kill the wolves and grab the lore stone first before I test this. I know the wolves want my bacon before I do this. So. Okay, I got a little too close there. Okay, there we go. Wasn't doing the attack. I was pressing the button, and it wasn't doing the attack. It's okay, though. Alright, lore stone a go-go. That's probably a Jotun chest. They're probably going to attack me in about 2 seconds here.
The maid, convinced of Olain's threat, agreed to free the town. The people offered thanks and praise, and quietly she went her ways. Once the ill were brought to health, and the villain had fallen by, good Olain returned to mortal ground, and gifted them with magic found.
I don't think we ever get Olain's story outside of what you hear in the lore stones here. I feel like that would be something that the House of Ballads would talk about, but evidently not. Alright, so let's check and see if we can be cheeky and leave for the wolves right now. Again, I've never attempted this. So, Plains of Erethel. Okay. Okay, I guess it just lets you leave. That's interesting. This doesn't really help you because, again, like, leaving here, there's no quests out here in the Wolds or anywhere else. I guess you could, you know, find some new enemies and level up and do all that stuff too, but if you're planning on doing any blacksmithing, you're just gimping yourself by going out here. Although I think some of the towns out here have some pretty good stuff in terms of, like, blacksmithing materials, but it's more about being able to hunt the not the monsters, but the animals around here. So I wouldn't recommend coming here when there's no quests available yet. I mean, you can come here and side quest, I guess, but it doesn't really help you in here, you know. So, excuse me. But I guess you can, in fact, do just what I said, where you can leave Dalentarth early. So, be off to bed soon. Have a good rest of the stream. Sounds like a plan, Marie. We'll be done in about 15 minutes, so you take it easy in the meantime. And we'll be back on Thursday to confront the Maid of Windermere. You know, just that little bit of health regen, watching my health bar just tick up like that is just, it's enough to be just so satisfying to me. It's just ticking up so quickly, even though it's only a little bit, you know. A sealed contract and fine steel longsword. All right, then. I couldn't care less about the sealed contract. You can keep that in your grave. I do care about the experience I get for discovering Brunawath. But other than that, eh. And I mean, I guess it's not very much anyway for discovering Brunawath. 2 rune wielders. Oh, and the 3rd one. Okay, well, it's a good thing I've got Fate mode just in case. Oh. Let's walk it off real quick. Now, can't walk that off very easily. I would love to actually kill this guy, but it's looking like I'm not going to be able to before I lose all my HP, so... Yeah, it's really just the frost, honestly. That's the problem with the rune wielders, is they just make you so slow. So you end up only getting off one attack before you can block again, so... Which, I mean, is fine, I guess, but... Okay. How's this do to you? Not very good. Okay. Wasn't sure if I was going to swing around on that one before I took care of him there. Another azurite hammer. Is this better than the one I have? Yeah, because the one I have, I was going to say, is a crude one, isn't it? So, yes, it is. Upgrade. Very good, very good. Another reason why it's worth coming here, because these Jotun are tricky to deal with, but they have a tendency to drop some halfway decent stuff as well. So, you know, other than the shadow prisms that they keep dropping that I don't need and I don't think anybody else actually needs. Crackling hammer. More damage. Actually, it's a crude one with lightning damage on it, and since, again, not a whole lot of stuff here actually is weak to lightning, I don't really think it's worth my time. So, let's see. So there's a hollow log there. These are all the giant rats. Hollow log there. And then we'll head down towards Brigand Hill, or Brigand Hall Caverns. We might get there. We might not. No, we should, because it's 9:46, so I've still got plenty of time before we gotta call it. Where does this lead? Oh, okay, just further up into Lorcaray. Alright, then. Let's go see just where it leads. To more Jotun, probably, but, well, you know. Oh, okay. Where you going, son? Is this better than the crude one? Yes, it is. Alright, we're getting some upgrades. Perfect. And that's good because the upgrades to the staff are nice now to get out of the way, because we won't need them later, so... Breath of Vrakor. That's a fire damage bow. This elegant bow is named for Vrakor, a vindictive fire spirit in Fey lore. Cool. Not my cup of tea because we have fire damage already, but cool nonetheless. Ooh. My analog stick got stuck there. That's no good. Which of these paths would actually lead to the Brigand Caverns? See, it's weird because, like, Lorcaray doesn't appear at first glance to be the kind of place where you'd get lost. Like, it looks like it's just a big open field, but you can. I mean, I guess I can at the very least, so. Where are you swinging that thing? Swing at the enemy that you're aimed at. But by the time we're done here, we're definitely going to need to head out and do a little bit of selling. So we'll probably go back to Canarok before we improve mending string. Oh, okay. I'll just grab it, but not really my cup of tea. Yeah, we'll need to do a little more selling before we go to Windermere. Windermere is a little bit of a long area, so it'll take a little bit of doing, and because it's a long area, we're going to find plenty of loot. So I don't want to enter there with anything more than I need on my back. Okay, this way probably leads to the cavern. Yeah, it does. Okay. So we'll go this way. We'll get to the cavern. I'll probably grab the hollow log while I'm there. Probably the exit to the cavern ends up here somewhere. We'll go back around. I guess we'll go to these Jotun that are keeping this Aurane guy from going anywhere. We'll get this hollow log. And then, honestly, at that point, I'll probably leave. Don't really need much else after that, you know? This Brigand Caverns place is... What the hell just... Oh, Fair Gordas. Is a place that you go to for the War Sworn, so... If you're doing that quest, there you go. Looked like about 25 Fair Gorda just spawned there. I was just looking at all the arrows, so... Log? Log. 1 Ember Eyes and a Shadow Prism. Alright then. Okay. Didn't even reach me. That was the Shadow Prism. And more spiders. Okay, fine. Do that. Be that way. Okay. I'll summon my friend. There we go. I'll keep this one busy. Nice work. Shielded Chasses of Ice Aversion. Less mana, but ice resistance and armor. I feel like I just had these on something else. Oh well. We'll equip them. Why not? Wait. Wait, no. I've got it. The perfect nickname for my Fair Gorda friend. We're doing the House of Ballads quests. One of the ballads is the Ballad of Bloody Bones. So my friend here, his name will be Buddy Bones. I'm so fucking stupid. Okay, well I wanted to do that, but you know. Yes, his name is now Buddy Bones. This is no longer open for debate. I have made my decision. Hang on, buddy, I got you. Oh, sorry, I just messed up your big axe swing. Minor jeweled shillelagh. Yeah, it increases your sage crafting. Don't need the minor one. We'll need the greater one later, but not the minor one. Oh, the Jotun are up there. Okay, so that explains why we aren't seeing them at the moment. Probably that's also up there, so I guess we'll just go get this hollow log. We'll fight the giant rat, and then we'll get the other hollow log. If they're on the same level, and then we'll go from there. Oop. We've awakened, oh, a Krudok and a Leonash. Great. Oh god. Oh my lord, the damage from these two. No, get away from me. Fight the Fair Gorda, for Christ's sakes. That's what he's there for. Alright, I got the Leonash at least. Nice. Alright, got him. They're not very HP-wise powerful, but they're pretty damn powerful in the damage department, as you can plainly see. Now imagine fighting those with a whole bunch of sprites and other stuff at the same time. And you can imagine how that would get a little difficult to deal with. Alright, well, that's that. Now, Jotun are still up there. We've got one hollow log and then another. Why am I bothering with hollow logs? I don't know. I don't feel like it's going to be that particularly interesting, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, I was going to say, just the one? What do you think this is? Like, the beginning of the game? Why are you dodge rolling into that? I definitely did not hold that direction. Guess it can't be helped. And we're still getting pretty good experience for all these guys, even though they're lighter fare than stuff like Leonash's Crudox and Jotun. I suppose I can't be too upset because, like, look at our HP bar. It's already basically at full again after what just happened. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you got the Crudox and all that stuff. I had to use a potion there, but, like, big deal, you know. I hear something spitting at me. Oh, he still got me. Oh, God. Okay. Whenever you're ready to use it. I heard something shaking its butt. I don't want it spitting at me. Did it anyway. Get rid of you first. Oh, okay. Must have blocked too early. Gotcha. Alright, I think our training is almost complete. Studded leather leggings. I'm gonna keep those, actually. Like, not stick them in my junk pile to be sold. Because if I keep them, I should remember to disassemble them. Like, I'll probably look at them and be like, what the hell are these doing in my inventory? And hopefully that will prime my brain to be like, oh yeah, I wanted to disassemble these to see if I could get the components for it. Because I don't think you can buy the components for studded leather armor from Issa itself. I think you might be able to buy the armor, but not the components if you want to salvage, or not salvage, but actually make it. So. Okay, soldiers' daggers. Extra health, I guess. Not really worried about that part. Excuse me, elk. Probably gonna run into at least one more group of spiders while we're here, though. This looks like a kind of path that would be patrolled by spiders. Tempest! It's a staff, and it has mana steel on it. The Leosilfar enchanter Fiona Cade was the first volunteer to die beside her Duckelfar kin in the Phalanx War, but her staff fights on in her absence. Cool. It can fight on for my wallet now. Alright, but that's about it for Lorca Reign. A little bit of discovering, a little bit of, well, a lot of murder, actually. I killed a lot of things while we were here. So, back to Canarok we go. We'll sleep if everybody's asleep. We'll sell once they're awake and repair. Then we'll head back up to the House of Ballads to save in front of the Windermere Corridor. What time is it? 6:46. Yeah, they'll be sleeping, so I'll go have a nap. Alright, and let me see if there's any more studded leather stuff in my junk before I get rid of it. Should all be in the same place, I think. Maybe not, maybe it doesn't. Okay, crude studded leather leggings. What's... Okay, I have regular studded leather leggings, so I don't really need the crude ones, but I guess I'll take them out anyway. Just to have them, you know. I think this is the tier 3 one, so I'll just remove the shield as well, because we might need that too. Remove that. And the rest, I guess, is fine. Whatever. We won't worry about that for now. Alright, so let's go have like a 2-hour nap. And then sell stuff, repair stuff, buy a couple of potions. Then it's off to Windermere with us. Yeah, Dalentarth, by comparison to the other places we'll be going, Oh, I thought I was checking for my Canarok Gossamer there. Oh well. Comparison to the other place we're going, not Canarok, Dalentarth, I think lasts longer. I feel like what's going to end up happening is we're going to spend about 6 streams in Dalentarth. So, like, the next stream will probably finish the Maid of Windermere's quest. We'll do the stuff in Issa, and then we'll be done. And then once we're done with that, we will be basically, like, we'll go to Day Tier first, which is the desert area to the south where Odessa is.
Stay alert.
And once we're done there, that's only, I think, going to take like 3 episodes to do the stuff there. And then like 3 episodes in the Plains of Arethel. It'll probably take a little longer to do the stuff in the Malsinshire area.
Yes. I have a moment I can spare for you.
Because we're going to be doing another faction quest over there. But I don't think it's going to take too terribly long to do all that stuff, you know. So, all right. Okay, so we can get rid of these as well because I don't need the crude versions for any disassembling or anything like that. We'll keep this stuff. You know, I might as well stick this stuff in my stash box, you know, so that way it's done. All right, we'll get rid of that. I just bought this, and we're still gonna. Are we gonna get rid of it, or do I keep this for after the Ballad Signet Ring is no longer useful? I don't know. 5% damage and damage resist isn't bad though. Hasn't really been coming in terribly handy, but you know what? I'll get rid of the Uniting Signet. Why not? All right, so we'll keep the Dispelling Boost because we might need those in Windermere. So we'll do that. I need 5 health regen potions. So let me go get those before I forget right now. It's always 5 though, isn't it? It's like, okay, get 5 here, 10 here, 4 here. It's okay though. Alright, and then these are all fine. Keep all this stuff. I don't think I got anything particularly interesting, except these Moonlight Rivets. I don't need those. Those are fine. Probably don't need that either. And I should probably get one more repair kit, but at the moment I don't really need it. So, and we're kind of sitting pretty at the moment on about 215,000 gold, which is a huge excess. Way more than we should need for quite a while. Like, I do know that I'm eventually going to need about 360,000 for the accessories I want to get, and we'll need a little bit more for some more training that we're going to do, but yeah, no, I'm not really worried about gold. We'll be fine. We have plenty of it. Alright. So let's go stick our stuff in Gossamer End that we actually want to keep. And it's off to Windermere to take care of business with the maid. Turns out in this particular case, I'm going to have to clean up after her mess. It's not normally how maids work, but I suppose in this particular case, you can't really be a beggar or a chooser. It's a matter of being a teller. And we need to tell the Maid of Windermere to heck right off with all this changing of Fey traditions so that we can save the House of Ballads from, well, I was going to say themselves, but I mean, I guess the maid is kind of changing things around to her whim. And frankly, her whim does not really help anybody, so we'll try to, you know, get rid of those whims on the next episode of Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, the stream edition, which will be happening on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I might as well head out here, actually, before we quit, in order to save us a loading screen immediately as soon as we boot up next time. So we'll go out here, and we'll save right here. What have I got in here? Oh, these are just the not mana potions, health potions I bought. Alright, cool. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. I wonder if this is actually going to take 18 streams. If we do things the way that I think it's going to... You know, yeah, actually, it might still take 18, because if we do 3, it's 12, 4, 16, and then 2 to finish. Yeah, that's 18 still. Okay, well. I guess I was spot on with my prediction then, wasn't I?